Hey guys, my name's Steph. I'm Botanist Cool. We are playing some Dungeons and Dragons with a good few friends of mine. Let's actually start out right from the beginning. First and foremost, we have my friend Sawyer. Sawyer, feel free to introduce yourself.
I'm Sawyer, they, them.
Sawyer's a good friend of mine. They've been playing with me for, I think, like 2-3 years now.
It's been a while, yeah. Steph was my first DM, and we're still going strong.
Hell yeah. We have a friend of the channels who you all know and love, Loki the Octo.
Hi.
That's Loki. They do a lot of Splatoon. They're a good friend of the channel, and thank you very much for the subscription, Loki.
Yeah, I forgot I did that.
We have our new friend Segan. Segan, say hi.
Hello, I'm Segan. They, them.
And last but not least, we have James, another personal friend of mine. James, say hi.
Guys.
James, James has been playing with me for another year or two. Segan, I believe, has had a few years experience DMing, like you said, like a decade or something, right?
Sorry, it just cut out for me.
No worries. You said you DM'd for a long time, right?
Yeah, basically, because I'm the person in sort of my personal circle of friends, I am the person that tends to bring people on board for the D&D. So a lot of the times, because I've got the, I pretty much grew up with this stuff, so I ended up DMing, which is, a lot of fun, but sometimes you just want to play the game.
A big mood. All right. So for those who don't know, this Fantasy Cool episode is going to be part stream, part podcast, and it's going to be put on YouTube. I will eventually edit it out to be a more condensed version to put on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, which the first 2 episodes are already up. Check those out. And because it is going to be a role-playing game, we are going to actually be paying a lot less attention to chat than we typically do. And if you guys know me, I pay attention to the chat religiously. But yeah, we will be paying a little less attention to chat. But you guys are here for the story. Feel free to react in chat and have fun in chat and talk to each other about theories and whatnot. And if there's a puzzle or two that you want to see if you can solve in chat before the players, don't say the answer, but feel free to have fun theorizing. You know what I'm saying? Let's have the players really go for their brains, The players have brains and I want to see them use it.
How dare you?
How dare I?
How dare you assume I have a brain? I'm actually the Scarecrow from freaking Wizard of Oz.
There we go.
It's 2020, head empty, no thoughts.
2020 head empty, I love that.
It has been empty since 2020, that is true.
Oh my god, that's painful. That's painful. All right, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start with an intro, and then we're going to go on to the story. We often forget that while telling our own stories of triumph, there are other stories happening at the same time. While Waffles, Chorus, Ia... Okay, hold on, I'm restarting that because I said that wrong. We often forget that while telling our own stories of triumph, there are other stories happening at the same time. While Waffles, Corvus, Ia, Aurelia, and of course Maple made stories of sushiing crabs and bedrolls, meeting marvelous glowing manta rays, and digging up clams from the beach, there were other stories happening. And their story was a success. Yet, the fate of Team B was the opposite. After visiting the ruins in the woods, they were ambushed by monsters. The group panicked and ran back to the settlement, bringing what they could with them and breaking much more. Professor Odimos was certainly less than happy, knowing they destroyed a potentially historic relic, only bringing a single piece back. He failed the team and put them on suspension of anything exploration or research-based. Today, he is preparing a small team, led by a young researcher under his purview, to go out into the woods and see if they can fix what Team B broke and understand the ruins better. Skyla, you have received a missive from your boss, Professor Odimos. Professor Odimos is the lead researcher within the Kipos Institute of Exploration and someone who you know relatively well. He has called you into his office to explain a new mission he has for you specifically. What are you going to do?
Eagerly head to his office.
All right, Skyla, as you eagerly head to his office and you run north through the town of Sporos, the town you've been staying in for roughly the past 5 to 6 years, you find yourself walking up the familiar stairs and knocking on the door to get a pretty monotone "come in" a few moments later. What do you do?
Enter into the office.
All right. As you enter the office, you see Professor Odimos sitting there in his normal kind of wardrobe, the wardrobe you have gotten used to over the past few years for the researchers of the Kipos Institute of Exploration. And he is very angry. You see that clearly in his figure and his stance, and he is not enjoying what he's writing down. You see this big red stamp, a comically large red stamp on the right side of his desk that has red ink on the bottom, and you could and what you could tell is this is the failure stamp. He had recently failed a group for doing probably a mission they had done really bad on, and this red ink definitely looks a little fresh. His office in general is extensively disheveled, with taxidermy all around the area, alongside actual herbariums and small little relics that he deems safe to take out of the area, and of course mountains and mountains of paperwork, books, and so on. And as you near his desk, he goes, "It seems that the Kipos Institute of Exploration was a little unwise in one of their last missions." And he's going to hand you a file. And he says, "We had a team from last week's new recruits go out into the woods. And they found the ruins some townsfolk were talking about. They were ambushed by some monsters, and they destroyed a lot of the ruins, but only brought back this piece." And he gives you a piece of something. It looks like a stone slab with some engravings on it in a language that is not common.
All right, time to investigate what the slab is.
Fantastic. So here's what you're gonna do. This is gonna be your first roll of the game. What I want you to do is I want you to choose a skill you think would be applicable to this moment, and see what you could do with it. So what skill do you think would be applicable to this moment for your character to investigate this?
Intelligence?
Intelligence is a good roll. That's an attribute, but take a look at your skills where you see things like animal handling and whatnot. Good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Those are what? Okay. Hang on.
No, you good. You good.
Investigation?
Yes, that's a good one. Roll investigation. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a D20 and add your investigation skill to it.
Wait, which one's the D20 on this thing?
It should say D20 on it. Let me go to the Wizards of the Coast dice roller. All right, D20 is going to be towards the bottom. You're going to see like this little orange thing. Let's say 1D20 next to it. You're going to use that one.
All right, sweet. So roll. Total 4.
Wait,
I think is what I got.
4 plus. Add your.
4. Oh wait, I didn't add the thing. Hang on.
Exactly. Yep. It's good.
4 plus 4, which would be 8.
4 plus 4, which is 8. Actually, that's not too bad. So what you actually get is, first and foremost, you see that this is clearly in the language Celestial. Does your character know the language Celestial?
Celestial and Orc.
All right.
Yeah.
So you do know the language Celestial. What I'm gonna do is in Adventurers chat, I'm gonna post a small little picture. This picture is what your character currently reads off this one fragment of stone. And I'll also post it here for everyone to see on the actual stream itself. But the stone reads, this one tiny fragment of stone reads, "If odd, story God." It should be on the left-hand corner of the screen, and you guys should also be able to see it in the Adventures chat. And Professor Demos goes, "I don't know if you can read this language. I certainly cannot. But I would like you to find out what language it is. And after that, I would like you to start deciphering what this is. If you cannot understand what this is after you have been able to find out what language it is and translate it, I will need you to go to the actual ruins and see if you can fix up what the other team had destroyed."
Good thing I spent a good 3 years studying Celestial.
Oh, it's
simply-
Celestial. Okay. So what does it say?
If odd, story God. It makes me wonder what the whole story here is. What the whole actual rating is.
If odd, story God. Professor Odimos kind of goes, "Well, there might be some form of localized religion. I'm not 100% sure. But I have gathered you a small team of individuals who hopefully will be able to aid you on your quest should you need them in understanding what's happening. Celestial. I think, hold on. I'm going to add a member to your team in a moment, but right now I've actually sent for an artificer to join you. She is pretty well renowned in her studies and might be able to provide a level of protection with her medicine and her general knowledge. She should be arriving at any moment now, actually. And not too much longer later, you hear at the knock of the door, and Professor Odimos goes, "Oh, come in. Shero, you have recently received a missive, once again from Professor Odimos, who has invited you to go on a quest with the research division of the Kipos Institute of Exploration. You recently arrived at his door and knocked on it, and not too far behind you, there is a really sneaky owling rogue, kind of just like trying to hide within the shadows. That being said, Yakana, you have also been invited to join this group. Is Yakana trying to be sneaky per se, or is Yakana just kind of being normal?
Hello, I can see you there. You furtive person.
I'm sorry, I missed the last minute, unfortunately. What happened?
So what happened basically was that Shero had recently reached the door of Professor Odimos, who has invited both you and Shero there. And as you were walking behind Shero, I said you were kind of like naturally like you have a little bit of stealth in you, but it wasn't stealthy enough because it's just a long corridor. Shero noticed you, and Shero greeted you with, "Hello there."
Hello.
Or however you said it. So like, yeah.
Are you joining this quest?
Why, yes, I am.
Let's go through the door. I open the door. I come in.
Professor Odimos goes, "Shero, it is a pleasure to meet you. Come on in." And Yakana, are you going in just behind her?
Yes. Well, kind of like standing behind the person that's in front of me.
Okay, perfect.
I step to the side. There is a furtive person with me. I do not know them.
Professor Dios goes, "That would be Yakana Yuki. Yakana is well renowned for his ability to be undetected might be a fantastic scout. Would be able to help you well. And last but not least, I think we have someone else coming on.
I do apologize for perceiving you then. I have not been amongst people for long. You will excuse my mannerisms, I hope.
It's not like I had much space to hide in. Surprised you were able to spot me so quickly. But I guess I must work on my skills. And he's going to... He was hooded up until recently, and he's going to unfurl his hood, and standing in front of you is a 2'6" owl. Kind of humanoid, not really.
Oh boy, so you come up to like my knee.
You are Goliath, so yes.
Probably less than if he's a Goliath.
Yes. That's why I thought I was safer standing behind you, and you wouldn't have seen me.
Can't fault that logic.
And not much longer later, there is another individual who is being shepherded down the hall by a Kibos Institute of Exploration employee who kind of just rushed out to find you and said, your expertise might be needed. Professor Odimos wants you to need you right now. Like, just kind of like didn't wait for you to give him an answer and just kind of pulled you over to the office. Eliza, you have just walked up the stairs and are following this individual to the office of Professor Odimos. And you are now at the door, and you see in front of you the small owling, Shero the Goliath Artificer, and Skyla the Halfling Wizard, alongside Professor Odimos sitting at his desk.
I think Eliza sees this entire little adventuring group, and she just kind of like sighs, and she's like, "Oh, fuck it."
Fantastic. And the employee then leaves and goes, and Professor Odimos goes, "Well, this is your group, Skyla. I'm going to be entrusting them to you. For those who don't know, Skyla is one of my junior researchers. They are quite intelligent and should be able to lead you on this mission well. Of course, please make sure you work cohesively as a team. Many of you are still within your probation period for being part of the Kibos Institute of Exploration. And as such, you will need to show exemplary work. If you guys need, you have access to our training grounds in the back of the headquarters. And of course, you have the whole day to prepare for tomorrow morning, where you will be leaving and going into the woods. Skyla, feel free to fill them in, but do so at your convenience. I have a lot of paperwork, and I need you out now."
All right, let's go catch up by the training grounds.
Do we all know where the training grounds are, or?
Yes, so the headquarters, you guys have been here for at least a couple weeks now. The headquarters is a big building, and there's a training grounds just behind it. You guys could go straight over there. You also do know that, as an example, there are several meeting places within the town itself, taverns, inns, etc. And there is kind of a meeting area just for the members of the Kibos Institute of Exploration within the headquarters. So you guys go pretty much anywhere you want. But you do know that if you want to train, the training grounds is the place to go.
Okay, I guess I'm following whoever else is going to the training grounds.
You have armor on?
Who?
Your character.
Oh, let me. Yeah, I think so. I think I've got. Hold on. I've got a scale mail. That's it. Yeah, scale mail.
Perfect. Okay. My character, without asking, is going to fly up and land on your shoulder.
There's probably enough space there, yes.
Or I'll just purchase for the owl now.
I think this is fine. I don't know. I haven't been among people for long. Maybe this is what people do.
Yes, quite comfortable. Thank you.
Okay, Yakana Yuki is now perched upon Shero's shoulder. Amazing. Amazing.
He is a bird after all.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Listen, you can't deny your nature as a bird, right? Like a bird has to perch. If it's like this. If it has two legs and perches, it is a bird. That's how
And he's also
Socrates would
old,
say
too.
it. How old is Yakana Yuki?
He's like in his 60s.
Oh, boomer. All right.
We're caring for the elderly.
All right. What about Eliza? Is Eliza going to join them at the training grounds?
Yes, it sounded like she was the last one to come in, and now the first thing she was told was basically, go away now, go somewhere else. So she'll hold open the door for the rest of them and then just kind of slink behind.
All right. As you're walking towards the training grounds, you pass members of the Keeper's Institute of Exploration through the headquarters, of course, exit through the front door and go through the path that leads you to the area behind. The area behind has multiple dummies set up on the right-hand side and test weapons allowed on the left-hand side. There are, or you can use your own personal weapons should you have them on you. You're allowed to practice with the dummies. You're allowed to utilize any new weapons from the actual training racks if you want to test out new weapons and see if they kind of fit your vibe. But at the moment, you're just kind of in the training grounds. There's a few people training here and there. There's like groups that take up a couple dummies, but there's plenty still open. And there's a lot of open area for you guys to talk and have a private conversation should you want to.
All right. Well, it seems like we're a team now, and an interesting one at that. I am sure we're going to work together pretty well. What the professor told me is that we are essentially cleaning up a mess and researching some ruins that another team has apparently destroyed. We have this fragment that is in Celestial, and I really want to find the rest of the pieces to it to see the full story of it.
Sending in the A team, are we?
It appears so.
I don't know if we're the A team, if we're the team they send up to clean up other teams' messes.
Either way, we're doing some research. They said that there was a monster there, so we might want to train up, but I don't know if the monster will still be there. Best to be ready for anything.
Hold on, let me try something. I need to see if my dig still works. I'm going to fire a fireball from that modify. So what I've got is a pot of like what you would use to spit roast like a meat over a fire. And it's just a handle and the rod, so to speak. And I'm going to fire a fireball out of it into a dummy to see if that still works. It should still work.
Yeah. So essentially, what you're doing, for those who don't know, artificers don't necessarily use spells in the same way people do. They actually have a item or items they can use spells for. So by using a roast spit, that's like to cook meat without needing a campfire. They will Cheryl will be casting Firebolt at a dummy. So Cheryl, you take a look at the dummy and you cast Firebolt using the spit roast you have. Roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier. See if you hit it.
Yeah, let's see. This can get all kinds of wrong. It's 10 altogether.
Oh no!
Oh, did I miss?
Actually, yes. Tragically so. And the thing is, so you shoot your firebolt out, and the thing is, you barely miss it. Like, scratch the hay on the side of the dummy's head missed it. Like, there's a little smoke coming out. But you got pretty darn close, and perhaps you're a little out of practice with using that firebolt spell, but you were so close. You were so close.
This needs refinement, I think. Yes. I need to. Yes. Perhaps some sort of sights. Maybe like on a crossbow. I'll see what I can do later.
All right.
But yes, I can shoot fireballs out of it.
Very
That is pretty
impressive.
neat.
Useful.
So I think I can definitely use my expertise in combat if you need me. If we need that.
Eliza claps her on the back and she just says, I'm sure it'll be neat when it even works next time. Like, I can't wait to see that. That'll be great.
Yes.
Amazing.
As long as you don't catch any of my feathers
Yes.
on fire.
Going to note this thing down here in my notebook. No need to concern yourself with it.
That's actually a very good point. I just realized that Shero casted Firebolt with Yakana on her shoulder. So Yakana's like, whoa, shit, right below me, eh?
Oh,
Based.
yes, sorry. I forgot you were there. You are very light. Alarmingly so.
Yeah. Makes me the better hunter.
Eliza hears the bird say that and just kind of like discreetly palms one of her arrows.
At this point in time, if you guys, this is kind of the point in time where if you need to learn how to actually do anything in the game, such as roll dice to attack, we'll take a few moments to actually have you guys train at the training grounds, and then we can move on to the next part. Or if you have any more role play things you want to do as you're talking about your plans and whatnot, and talking about what you want to do, we could do that as well. So tell me what you guys want to do.
Yakana's old. He's gonna fall asleep.
Right on.
No roleplay, no action. Fall asleep.
That is an action.
That is me roleplaying.
Actually,
That is what my character would do.
give me a Constitution saving throw real quick, James.
Okay. I'm using D&D Beyond, by the way.
That's fine, yeah.
Constitution. That's a... That's a 14.
Right now, you can sleep through what's going on, but if things get a little too hectic, you're going to wake up with a start. I'll put it like that. But right now, you can sleep through what's going on. You're snoozing off, but you're in no deep sleep. You know what I'm saying? You are a rogue. You're, yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Can I practice the cantrips?
Yeah, of
Real quick.
course.
Nice. I'll do acid wash on one of the dummies.
All right. So, acid what?
Acid wash.
Acid wash?
Yeah.
I forgot if that was a spell for a second.
It's a spell.
What is the
Me
what is the
too.
description for the spell? Is it acid wash or acid splash?
I'm pretty sure it's acid wash. Or did I just type in wrong?
You might have to type that in wrong because I don't remember acid wash. I'm looking up right now under wizards.
Oh yeah, it was acid splash.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I should change that.
So acid splash, basically you hurl a bubble of acid. Choose one or two creatures you can see within range. If you choose two, they must be within 5 feet of each other. A target must succeed a dexterity saving throw. So this is actually a really interesting one that you get to do. You look down on your sheet and look for your spellcasting DC. It should be on the 3rd page next to your spellcasting modifier.
Wait, what?
Go to your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Go to your 3rd page. And on the top, you're going to see your spellcasting ability, your spell save DC, and your spell attack bonus. Can you tell me what your spell save DC is?
12.
12, yes. All right. So basically what's going to happen is whenever you cast a spell, I have to roll against it. I have to roll against that number 12. And if I win, I'm going to take either half damage or void damage entirely. So when you say you hurl a bubble of acid, choose one or two creatures. The target must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw for the dummy. But the thing is, it's a dummy. It cannot move. It automatically fails. So you're going to roll 1d6 acid damage. So you're going to take a 1d6 and roll it.
1d6. All right. Roll. What are the modifiers for that?
You do not add anything to spell damage, no. Oftentimes, when you do cast a spell, you could get half damage. So to balance that out, instead of adding modifiers in, I think was just because it could be a little broken if you add in too much like intelligence bonuses and stuff like that. Because you get half damage and stuff with spells, but you can't get half damage with melee attacks.
Yeah, okay. I got 5.
You have 5. All right. So what you do see is you see a bunch of acid kind of pool up at the bottom of this creature. Of this training dummy, and start working its way into the wood, and the wood starts creaking a little bit, and the training dummy is now offset a little bit and is now kind of tilting to the left.
Nice. I really should practice that spell a bit more.
Does anybody else want to try anything? Everyone else knows pretty much how to do attacks and what have you, but if anyone else does want to practice anything else, this is your moment to practice.
Eliza is now fully convinced that this is some kind of like prime material plane bonding ritual. So she's going to kind of whistle and get out her bow and aim for the same training dummy that is now vaguely melting from the description.
Yes, roll the hit.
All right. Me having to remember how to do this.
You're going to roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier and your proficiency bonus.
Yep. So that's going to be a 24.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you hit square, right between the eyes, as they would say, right between the eyes. And I would say this, give me the damage roll.
The damage is going to be 4.
With that damage, you have applied enough force to the actual dummy that it kind of cracks over and just right onto the ground.
Well, between us, we can take down a dummy. That is good to know.
Yeah, there's some teamwork.
Let's go.
After talking about your mission a little bit and you guys getting kind of the lowdown on what's going to happen, you now have the rest of the day to actually prepare for your mission. This can include going over your inventory, doing research, talking to people who may have been part of the team that failed, if you could find them, so on and so forth. You could be creative. You could just go to the bar and drink all night if you really want to. But you be guys creative and tell me what you want to do at this point.
Well, Skylar's going to do what Skylar does and spend the night researching and trying to find the other team to figure out what the monster was.
All right. Is Skylar going to share this plan with everyone or invite people or just go on it on their own?
It's an open invitation. Skylar invites the team. If they want to follow, they can follow, but they don't have to. They could do their own thing.
I'll join in. Always like the books. Sit with the books and do research.
Before we do anything, aren't you sort of missing the step where you tell us what was on the tablet that you found?
Oh, yes, I kind of forgot about that. It says, if odd is story god. So clearly not its own sentence, or at least I hope it's not its own sentence, because I have a lot less faith in the Celestials if that's the form of a sentence.
Yeah. Liza looks vaguely ticked, but also she can't be too mad because that's some cryptic stuff right there. So
yeah.
What is a celestial to a non-believer anyway?
You say in front of an Asimar.
getting more and more disgruntled by the moment, but she's still keeping it in.
I don't know what's an Asimar.
That's a good point, actually. You're hermited.
You must think I'm just a regular owl.
I don't know. I'd like to think not, because it has dangerous implications for all the birds I've eaten.
Unfortunately, you talk way too much to be a regular anything.
I hope they would tell me if I was trying to eat someone that can talk.
He's still snoozing.
All right. Eliza, what is your plan?
Eliza wants to try and figure out some history of the ruins that they theoretically destroyed before going.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So, what you are aware of is you could probably find the information on the individuals by talking to some individuals in the Kipos Institute of Exploration. Maybe a receptionist or something. You might be able to also do some more research, as an example, in the institute's library, or by getting those firsthand accounts. This is up to you guys as a party, or if you have another creative way that I can't offer, feel free to ask and go for it.
I assume the ruins are local if we're going there in the span of a day.
Yes, you will be walking there. It is about a days away from what you're aware of, and you'll be coming back the next day.
Okay, I think Eliza. I mean, I guess I don't know how much time we have time for, but she would like to start with the library and then also just kind of like talk around to people in taverns. Like, how do you interact with these things? Does this mean anything to you? Like, how are the people using stuff?
All right.
I like your thinking.
I have a feature from being the Outlander that I'm really good with maps.
Okay.
Let me just bring it up for myself.
Now, if we ever get lost, we know who to blame.
We would deserve to get lost if we got lost with an owl and a guy that's really good at reading maps.
Oh yeah, feature Wanderer. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
Okay,
So,
that's awesome.
I feel like I'm going to spend time studying the maps, specifically so that I can memorize them and know where we're going, kind of more or less exactly.
All right, that sounds good. That would be at the library as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Loki, it sounded like you were going to go to the library as well?
Yes.
All right. As all 4 of you, one of you who is asleep starts heading to the... Oh, now he's awake. Okay.
Yeah, once he started moving, he awoke. He has his own thing he wants to do, so he's gonna fly away.
Oh, okay. You kind of just yeets. All right, fantastic. Let's let's hit up Yakana first. I know what you guys are gonna do at the library. Let's hit up Yakana first. I'm very curious what Yakana's planning. Yakana, you are flying away from the party and are now a pretty healthy distance, eventually landing on the roof of the Kipos Institute of Exploration's headquarters. What is your plan?
So he wants to try to see if he can see the ruins from where we are currently.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
That's really funny. My character doesn't have any wisdom modifier, and it's an owl. That's really
excellent.
Okay. That's a nat 1.
Oof.
Let me put it like this. It looks like the bakery is really active today. So a lot of that, the smoke from the chimneys kind of got in your eyes and you just could not see past it. Now your eyes sting a little bit.
He's going to get distracted by the food anyway, and he's going to go to the bakery and see if they have a meat pie.
Okay. Oh God, I wasn't planning for you to actually get to a bakery. God damn it! All right.
Snacks for the road. Great plan.
I mean, it wasn't if he didn't get a nat 1.
Yeah,
but...
that's fair. Okay, so as you fly down towards the bakery, you see. What's her name? Hold on. There you go. As you fly down to the bakery, you see a local baker working very hard. Her bakery seems to be quite beloved. It is called it is called the Chardstone Bakery. And it is really popular in town, and it smells delicious coming in there. There's a lot of bread. There's a lot of like bread products that you would find at a bakery. And as you look through the windows, you see multiple pies, and you see multiple like sweets, savory stuff, a whole bunch of stuff. Do you want to go in the actual bakery, or do you just want to look out from the window?
Yes. He wants to go in.
All right, as you go in, you see the baker. Her name eludes you. I don't know if you've spoken to her in earnest, but you go in, and the baker, a halfling woman, looks at you and goes, "Oh well, welcome on in. How are you today? What can I get you?"
Yes. I would like to know if you have any meat pies for sale.
A meat pie? Of course I do. And she kind of goes back and starts looking, and she kind of goes to the back of the counter where you see there's a glass display, and she goes, "We have a meat pie over here. This uses actually chicken meat. Oh, perhaps you wouldn't want that, or perhaps you would. There's also beef, pork. We have quite a few things. Fish is a new one, but that one's not selling for some reason. I don't know if it's the smell." And she kind of seems a little airheady, but also at the same time very passionate about what she's making. And she's going, "But I can assure you, at least the beef ones have the highest rating in the entire store."
Beef is fine, my child. Thank you.
She kind of raises an eyebrow at the "my child" part, but then kind of shrugs it off and goes, "Okay, fantastic. Well, that's going to be 2 copper pieces," as she takes out a meat pie and she packages it properly for you.
He's also going, I would also like 2 loaves of your fresh bread.
Of course. What kind of bread would you like?
House special. You choose.
She goes, "Perfect. I'm going to get you my favorite bread." And she goes actually back to the oven where she pulls out some really, really fresh bread that just came out. She goes, "Don't tell anyone you're getting the freshest stuff around." And kind of just lets it cool down for a second and then starts packing it up properly. And she brings out the small bag for the meat pie and 2 large bags for the loaves of bread. And she goes, "That's going to be a total of 5 copper pieces."
He's gonna give her 1 silver piece and tell her to keep the change.
"Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm grateful for your patronage." She kind of smiles at you and puts the silver piece in her money drawer, cash register, and she goes, "Are you sure you don't want your change back, though?"
I'm quite sure, but you could tell me where the nearest armory is.
"Oh, of course, yes. If you go straight down the road, and right near the southern exit, there is a Rusty's armory. You know, he does some of the best work here."
And a potions?
"Oh, yes. If you want, there's just a general store, also also a little more towards the middle of the town. It's not quite potion focused. We don't have a magic shop specifically yet, but soon. I hear someone's gonna be opening one very soon."
Very good. Thank you.
"Of course." And she, at that point, kind of sees you off as you leave the bakery. Let's go back to the library trio. Library trio, you guys, after having the owl friend of yours yeet off your shoulder, Sharo, you all start walking to the Keepless Institute of Exploration's library. And as you guys get into the Institute's headquarters and you go down the stairs into the library itself, you see that in general, it's not extensively packed. There are still a few people doing research here, but there are a lot of tomes, a lot of books, and a lot of resources at your disposal. Sharo, you wanted to go specifically for maps, terrain, etc. So do me a favor. Decide what role you want to make when researching this. Not just investigation, but what role you want to make to determine what kind of books you're focusing on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let me see. I think I think I could make uh probably either a perception roll to see if the relevant maps are there, or I could research in terms of history to find, like, what's the lay of the land. Perception is probably the one that makes sense.
Well, I'll say this: you are aware they have maps of the local area. You could find them. I'm going to say that you're not going to be spending like. If you want to find them really quickly, you could make a roll, or if you want to just kind of relax and go through it, you could find them on its own. And then you can roll history if you want. But if you want to find them like extra quickly, you can roll perception. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's 16 together.
Yeah. So as you start, as you basically have to go through the library indexing, the first page you kind of open up, like in the library index they have available to everyone, just like geography, maps, locations, etc. You're like, oh wow, this is like really convenient. You just immediately opened up to it, and you see that it's actually in a specific corner of the library, kind of to the far left hand side. So it would have taken you a while to get there, but you just kind of start walking your way there to start doing some research. And you said you wanted to roll a history for the map research and what have you?
Yeah, because we're going to the ruins, right?
Right.
So I think I want to see if there is any information so far on, what sort of ruins is it that we're going into, and maybe who left them behind. Although I understand that this is all new.
Yes. All right. You're looking for any recent articles on this area.
Yeah,
I got you. Roll history then. Go for it.
That's 14 together.
So the unfortunate news is you are unable to find any information on the ruins specifically.
Yeah.
Because once again, it is relatively new and the ruins had only been recently discovered. So you're probably you have the educated guess that you are likely the second or third group to actually visit the ruins in detail. But as you're kind of looking through the map and area, I think what you do get is you get a general idea of the area around you.
Yeah.
So when you're out trying to make a trail and go places, you will get advantage to your survival rolls.
Okay.
For this specific game, which means you get to roll twice and choose the higher of the rolls. But you do not get any ability to really understand the ruins in further detail as you spend your time there. But you do understand that the woods generally are not extensively heavily populated by like monsters or anything. There is a lot of wildlife in terms of small game and even some larger games, wolves, etc. But there isn't anything too spectacular about these woods except for the brand new species of flora and fauna that are currently being found as the Institute ends up exploring.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Happy with what I've got.
All right. Skyla, you are in the library as well, and you see Cheryl just kind of open up the index at the entrance and kind of yeet on her way to a section of the library. Skyla, what do you want to do while you're in the library?
I want to see if there's any link to what this quote is, if it has been mentioned before. So I'm going to look into religion.
All right, cool. You're going to look into local religions. All right. Yeah. Do you want to see if you can find the index quickly and go from there, or do you want to just kind of take your time and peruse?
I'll see if I can find it quickly.
All right, you're going to give me a perception roll. And you're going to roll D20, add your perception bonus.
D20. Where did the dice go? And add what bonus?
Your perception bonus.
Okay. That would be an 8.
All right. As you look through the index, it is you're a researcher. You know indexes. Like it's not hard for you to get through. It's just time consuming. So you spend you spend a little more time. You probably there's someone like kind of like tapping their foot behind you a little bit. There's a little social pressure there. And eventually you do find the area where there is talks about religions and stuff like that, and you head to that area. So at that point in time, you end up getting to these books, and there's a lot of old dusty books, and there are some newer books. Roll a religion roll to see if you find anything of interest.
A religion roll. Is that the same dice?
Same dice, D20.
Plus your religion modifier, which will be your intelligence modifier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That would be 9.
Oh, how easily distracted does Skyla get when reading?
Depends on the topic. Sometimes she's not, or sometimes they're not very easily distracted. Sometimes they are.
So you pick up a book about local deities and mythology. Based on that topic alone, how distracted do you think you'd get?
Pretty distracted because Skylar would probably be playing with the actual piece, looking at it more so than reading the book.
Okay, so you start reading the book and you kind of get a little bored. You look at the piece and then you start playing with this piece, going over it with your eyes and your hands and just like understanding what it's like, seeing what the composite, like you get nothing done in terms of research and waste quite a bit of time. You do get some like, you do get some basic things like, of course, there might be local gods, not just the gods in the celestial plane, but there definitely could be local gods of some sort that are in this region, but you get nothing more than that as you start playing around with this piece of tablet you've got in front of you.
Yep, sounds like Skylar.
Eliza, what about you?
Eliza would also like to look into if there was a local deity associated with the ruins, and also just if there's any information on like their downfall, like did they piss off the god? Did they not do enough? Did the god just abandon them? Like that kind of stuff. So how did the ruins become ruins, but through like a religious-y lens, if that makes sense.
Ah, interesting. Okay. What do you want to roll for that?
I would like to roll religion.
Of course. All right. Are you gonna look through the index or no?
Even so long since I was in a library. What's an index? Is that
Like like the yeah.
You mean just in the book?
Well, but like there's like a small little like on the right hand side because the library is pretty big. They have like a little index of areas you could go and locations and stuff. To find your
genre markers in the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you want to look through the Dewey Decimal System to find out your general area you're going to, or do you just want to peruse?
No, she'll find the general area, or what she thinks the general area would be.
Okay. Huh.
Fun fact: that guy who came up with the Dewey Decimal System was a terrible person.
Oh.
I think I did know that vaguely in the back of my head, but
Oh, rest in peace.
The books.
To the point where he merited a Behind the Bastard episode.
Ooh.
He was such a horrifying sex pest that he got cancelled in the 1910s.
It's pretty impressive if you're so horrible to women back then that it's like even we got an issue with it.
Oh my god. I'll have to look this guy up later and see what's happening with that.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, okay, so you kind of follow your gut instinct. Give me, I want to say this, just give me a straight D20 roll for luck, see if you get there sooner or later, basically.
Great D20. All right. That is going to be a 10.
So it's not much longer later, but you actually end up, the reason why you end up finding the area is you kind of see Skyla sitting down and playing with their brand new toy, essentially. and you know Skyla was going to go for like the religious stuff too, because you saw them looking, you heard them saying something about her or whatever. So you end up finding this is a general area for the religion area, and you could start looking. Give me a religion roll as you start researching through the books available.
Alrighty. That is going to be 15.
15. All right. I'll say this. You actually pick up a book on the the theories of the new continental gods, right? And this has been written probably in the past 5 years ish. It's a recent publication, probably written by someone just directly under Professor Odimo's purview. And the book actually goes that there have been ruins found throughout the land that have been generally explored that have evidence of gods that are unknown to the Kingdom of Kipos, likely local gods, but some of them seem to have a higher, I guess, status. They do mention something about a god of rope, and they mention something about a unknown god that seemed to also have a similar like status to the god of rope. But they don't actually. They actually make note that specifically they do not see anything from the celestial plane that the Kingdom of Kipos is very used to. So either the celestial plane is not focused on this continent, is what your assumption is, or that it is separated in some way, shape, and or form. But there are no or no recognizable references to the celestial plane and the gods that you are familiar with.
Liza just mutters under her breath, like, oh, that's just my luck. Of course, this will be the bloody place I end up, yeah.
But yeah, you are aware that there was a god of rope and an unnamed god, and you're not sure what reference that unnamed god is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is Loki doing right now?
Skyla's still trying to research, but still obsessively observing the piece of tablet.
Is she just like folding over on her hands a lot, or is she just staring at it?
Both.
Both? They're doing both? All right. Eliza, I think, is going to see that, and I assume the book is just kind of like left the wayside that they were trying to look at. And she's going to sort of she's gonna like take one step to them and just sort of be like, is that productive right now?
Skyla kind of jumps out of the little trance that they are in, looking at this odd piece, and starts saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted there. I have always been interested in these legends, and I've come here just for the legends and to research the legends themselves. So seeing a piece like this is actually quite interesting. I've always wondered what these ruins actually say, and to actually see a piece of it, it's interesting."
I wouldn't get your hopes up. As far as I know, it's a rope god, so make of that what you will.
Ropes need gods?
Yeah, no, apparently, there's a god for everything that you guys make down here. It's amazing.
I wouldn't have expected there to be a rope god. What else do you know about this rope god?
That's about it. There was another one, that I found, but there wasn't much about them. They weren't named.
Well, maybe our time will be better spent elsewhere. There was also that monster that attacked them, and it makes me wonder if we have to deal with that monster. I may be good at knowing stuff, but I would rather not face a fight. Do you want to come with me to try and find the other people of the past, of the other team that apparently destroyed the ruins?
Sure, yeah. I was planning to go to the streets and whatnot. It sounds about fine.
All right, let's go.
So Skyla and Eliza start leaving the library. Are you guys...
Eliza is specifically walking quickly, so
Okay, so you're definitely not going to be finding Cheryl. Fantastic. Cheryl, you're going to be left alone in the library. And Yakana, you're back on the streets. Let's go say hi to Yakana one more time. We will get back to the duo as they leave the library in a moment. And Cheryl, Yakana, you are you are eating that delicious meat pie. And by the way, it is absolutely fantastic. What 10 out of 10 would buy again, 100%. What are you doing now, Cheryl?
Oh,
sorry. What are you doing now,
Sorry.
Yakana? My bad. I mixed names up.
Okay.
that's all right.
So Yakana disappointed to hear that they don't have a potion shop because that's actually what he wanted.
Yeah.
He got the one. See, he got that one. You know? So it's like he can't even do what he wanted to do. So he's like, I guess he's just gonna head back to the group. After he finishes his meat pie, he's going to put the loaves of bread in his like, I don't know, into like his feet to hold them, and he's going to try to go back to where he flew off.
Okay, that's not gonna be hard. I'll get you back in a second then. Cheryl, what are you gonna do?
I think I'm probably going to look up from the maps at some point and realize I'm here by myself now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm going to try and track down my new friends.
All right.
So
fantastic.
I'm just gonna look around for them.
I'll say this, just to get you all back together. Cheryl, you hear the quick footsteps of Eliza as Eliza's just trying to yeet on out of the library, and you're able to follow them relatively easily. So as they're leaving the library, you leave with them. You go up the stairs and head out the building. Yakana, you see your new companions also heading out the building, so you're able to kind of just fly on down to them and regroup as a full group of 4.
Yakana, as he's gonna land on your character name again.
Cheryl?
He's gonna land on Cheryl shoulder, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, I brought you all some bread.
Ooh, that's tight. Thanks.
Mm.
Is that what people say, right? They say things are tight.
I think so, but Eliza kind of looks at Scylla to confirm.
That's one way to put it. Thank you so much for the bread. It's very much appreciated. As Skyla hesitantly takes a break off the bread.
I could probably. I'm gonna whatever portion is for me. I'm just gonna eat the whole thing because I'm a big person.
Out of curiosity, is Cheryl classified as large or still medium?
Still medium, but
Okay.
large for the purposes of lifting heavy weights.
Okay. Yep. All right. Got you. Yeah. You're big. You big medium. I got you. Strong. All right. So you all got your bread, and where are you planning on going to find this group of people who had apparently destroyed the ruins?
Sorry, go on.
Skylar just says out loud, how likely would it be that they're at the tavern right now? Just speaking more so out loud.
Well, I know that if I had just had a mission fail horribly, I would definitely want a drink, so I think that's pretty likely.
Well, it seems like that would be our best shot to find them first.
Let's go. We can go to tavern. I do not have many experiences of taverns. I would like one. Let's go.
Honestly, I just try to stay away from the poor. I'd much rather be at the library.
Nerd. As you guys start walking towards the tavern, you hit up the most popular tavern in town for the Institute's employees, which is the Hug Bear Tavern. The Hug Bear Tavern is always filled with individuals around. Every once in a while, you even see a very charming changeling in the corner playing his ballads on his hurdy-gurdy and getting some scrap here and there. But as you guys kind of settle into the life of the tavern, Shero, your first experience in the tavern itself, it is a little, I would say probably for you, hectic. There are people going to and fro. There are people who are drunk playing darts in the corner. There are people who are singing loudly to music, and they're singing badly, mind you, and probably intoxicated while singing. If you guys want to know more than just a general area, you see like there is the barkeep who is doing their absolute best to make sure everyone's being taken care of, with the cooks behind also bringing out food for everyone. If you guys want to know more about this area, you're going to have to either give me a perception roll or make a plan to kind of suss out who might be who and what.
Realize something. Do we know the names of the people?
You do not know. You never went to research it.
Yeah, so that's Skylar points that out, saying we're here, but we don't know the names of anyone. So
I imagine all you have to do is ask them if they went on a mission to the ruins last week.
They weren't successful. You might want to look for the ones that are a bit beaten up, as you say.
They sound like not the usual kind of tavern experiencers.
Can Eliza make a head check for anyone who looks like an adventurer like they are?
I'm going to say this. This is the most popular tavern for anyone in the Kipos Institute of Exploration. Everyone looks pretty adventure-y.
Okay.
Yakana wants to make a perception check to see, does anybody, I don't know, just has like, they look worn down or they have dirtier clothing than the others. Like they.
Oh, okay, sure. Give me a perception roll.
A 17.
A 17. Okay. In the corner of the room, not in the corner, in the middle of the room, you see a Fearbolg in dirty clothing, or dirtier clothing, as if they'd just been outside, kind of just sipping away, drinking some drink. You're not 100% sure what is in their drink itself. You also see a half-orc at a separate table. He seems to also be drinking something, but also has a lot of food that they're just going fucking ham on. But those seem to be like the two dirtiest, or like most recently dirty people.
All right. Then Yakana is going to fly off of his current perch, and he's going to go land on the half-orc.
Okay. The half-orc is like going ham. Like there's a giant like turkey leg, like nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Glug glug glug. Like, and as he's raising his hand forward, the glug glug glug, you kind of land on the arm part, which just encourages him to finish off the entire pint, because now he can't move his hand without throwing you off. Once his pint is empty, he goes, another! And you kind of hear a barmaid go, in a second. And then he kind of looks at you as he puts his hand down. You're still on his hand, but kind of sideways until you upright yourself. And he looks at you like, small bird wants food too. Have turkey leg. And he brings up another turkey leg for you.
He's going to accept it. He's not going to eat it. He's going to accept it And he's gonna hold it as he then says,
Come, let us feast! Nom 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 nom.
quiet. Sir, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes, what is it?
We are looking for some people. We wanted to know, have you been to the ruins anytime recently?
Have I been to ruins?
Old buildings might be overgrown with vines, some writing on the wall, just,
I have seen old pillars. Old stone pillars. Not buildings. They were fun to dismantle. No, he wouldn't say that. They were fun to play with.
play with.
Yes, they were excellent toys when squishing the enemies.
Quite. Well, thank you for the turkey leg. I must be going.
Why do you not join me for amazing feast of turkey? We are now comrades. It's that one guy in the party who keeps trying to like hang out with you, but you don't want to hang out with him.
Well, you see, I am in a hurry. We have many people to question.
Ah, yes. I don't understand.
Quite. Maybe just continue your feast. Enjoy. Drink. And he's gonna slowly back away.
Of course. And he starts going, like going ham on that turkey leg. And I do love the image of Yakana just kind of backing away like awkwardly from like the middle part of this dude's arm to the like hands and then back onto the table and then just like, I'm out now.
Yes. He's gonna fly back to the party and then be like, well, that one was definitely at the rooms, but I don't think he was who we were looking for. He said he destroyed some pillars.
Yes, because that's what ruins need, to be ruined even more.
Why would you do that?
He seems his motivations in life are not the same as ours.
Do you want me to, I pull out my trumpet, do you want me to try and get people to pay attention to us?
I don't think we need that.
Yeah, bringing attention to ourselves in this place. We don't know. He said he attacked some people. He might be the one who attacked the other party.
Did you ask him what he was fighting?
No, he was looking at me like I was a meal. I just
Do you
wondered
think maybe we should ask him what they were fighting there?
if you would like. I might hide from him. He's a little loud.
I posit, check notes, that we blow this joint and try and recon the situation when we get there. If someone looks over the shoulder, there's like a bunch of notes scribbled on conversation and phrases, and it's like blow this joint, possible for application of alchemy, further research needed.
Amazing.
All right. Well, we can definitely be getting out of here, but I think one question would be good. Skyla, wasn't that one of the things that you wanted to come here to talk about?
I just wanted to find out what the monster they were fighting was.
So maybe Eliza's just gonna like she kind of shakes her head and then she just kind of like puts her arm around Skyla's shoulders and it's just like we'll go ask him, like it's okay, like we'll just and she sort of like
are you sure it's gonna be okay? He seems
it'll be absolutely fine, you'll be fine.
I'm
you know
3 feet
ask
tall,
him, right?
I'm kind of 3 feet tall. I might be dinner to him.
Perfect, because Eliza is 6'3", so you're quite literally half her height. And
Putting your arms around their shoulders.
My character is
I
2
can
foot
pick
2.
you. I can pick you up. I can add to your height.
we're gonna make a little Voltron transformer so that Skyla feels all right talking to the sky.
All right then.
Eliza's trying to be supportive. She is like she kind of like pushes Skyla out there. Like now you do the thing you want to do, but like she's trying.
All right, Skyla stumbled towards the intimidating guy that Yukano was talking to before, and shyly says, "Hi."
Nom 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 nom. It doesn't seem to notice you. As you shyly say hi.
Excuse me, sir. Is it alright if I ask you something about the ruins you were at?
Are you speaking up louder or
Slightly louder.
slightly louder? Okay, let me roll a perception roll for this dude. Oh shoot, okay. He looks down at you and goes, "Ah, little one, I have turkey leg for you," and gives you a turkey leg. Do you take the turkey leg? He has like 10 turkey legs on his plate, by the way.
Skylar takes the turkey leg and takes a bite out of it.
Oh,
Thank you,
hell
sir.
yeah, let's go. All right.
Turkey's good.
He goes, "Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Nom 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 nom."
Skylar takes another bite out of the turkey leg and asks, "You were at the ruins recently, right? Was there a monster there? And if there was, what type of monster?"
For a second, he kind of taps on his chin, getting all the turkey grease on there because it's the same hand he's holding the turkey with. And he goes, "Squishes. I know nothing of. I call them squishes. But Verona knows them."
Verona?
Verona, yes, the party leader. She is very wise. Nom 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 nom.
Would you know where I could find a Verona as I continue eating the turkey leg? This turkey leg is really good.
Yes, the turkey leg, real good. Verona. Verona! He screams. And you hear a voice from the corner of a tavern be like, "Quiet! I don't want to be found!" And you see a dark, shadowy figure in the corner of the tavern wearing a cloak over their head. And the half-orc goes, "Verona's there. She's trying to hide. It is very clever disguise."
I don't know. I agree. She looks very inconspicuous, if you ask me.
Well, thank you, sir, for your time, and thank you for the delicious turkey leg. I must be asking Verona some questions, but hopefully we can catch up sometime. And then Skylar gets up and walks to Verona, still
Yes!
eating the turkey leg.
"Tiny in body, big in soul." He yells at you as you're eating this turkey leg. It's not much longer later that you are in front of a shady figure in the corner of the tavern who seems to have a pint of ale in her hands and a cloak over her head so you can't see her facial features. She is specifically in the most shadowy part of the tavern, which you assume she actually had to turn off the lantern to get there to make it that shadowy. So it's a little extra, 100%. And as you approach, she goes, "What do you want?"
Well, first of all, I want to ask, are you doing okay?
Yakana's gonna fly over and stand on the table, be like, honestly, anybody with dog vision would have seen you.
Helpful.
She goes, "No, I'm not doing okay. The worst thing has happened."
Is it that you're sitting here in the darkness? Because I can help with that. I can like put the lights on if that helps.
No, the darkness is my friend now.
Does this have to do with the ruins thing that you went on?
Who told you about that? Was it? I can't believe Gollin would do this.
The professor told me about it. We have to study this piece of tablet, and we're being sent to the ruins in order to study them.
Do you show Verona the piece of tablet?
Yes.
She over dramatically kind of like puts her hands in front of her face and goes, "Don't show me that horrible thing! It cost me everything, and now I live in the shadows of what I used to be."
Eliza is going to buy her another drink while all this is happening.
One
Yeah,
copper.
tell her she needs it.
1 copper, Elijah. As you buy her another ale.
Eliza just slips it onto the table. Just here you go.
Skylar puts the piece away pretty quickly. Would you be okay telling us what exactly happened? Because we heard that there was a monster there. We just need to know some basic information before we head out.
Sending people to steal my glory. Not that I have any more. My honor is ruined, she goes, and she seems very devastated about the fact that someone has to go fix up her and her group's mistakes. And she goes, "Why should I tell you?"
Look, it doesn't have to be that you've had a terrible, bad, no good time. It could be like an educational oopsie daisy. If we go there and see what we can do, and perhaps when we come back, we can share what we found, and you will be better prepared next time.
Give me a charisma roll. You're trying to like get her into a better mood to talk to you better. Give me a charisma roll.
Yep. Okay, let's see. That's 12.
She looks at you, grimaces, dramatically so. So much so that her hood almost falls off, and that she quickly writes it again. And she goes, "I guess I could tell you. Fine. We were attacked by... I hate to say it because it's such a simple enemy, but Gollin there had to go and rip the ruins apart to attack them. They were slimes. Not just normal small slimes, there's a really big slime as well."
So there are several small slimes and a big slime. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
"Yes," she goes. "And they would have been so simple to take care of. But no, Gollin had to go and start throwing pillars at them, almost injuring multiple of our party members, and even scarring me."
I mean, you had to have figured that would have happened. I mean, have you seen the man?
It wasn't my choice to bring him. I would have brought someone smart and educated and dexterous.
I write down dexteritas in my notebook.
She doesn't notice her own really bad pronunciation of dexterous, and goes, I would have brought someone that would have been useful. This oaf just ruined everything. Can't believe the Institute hired people like him to ruin the futures of people like me.
Well, according to him, you were in charge, so
Yeah.
She goes, he wouldn't listen.
A leader knows how to do anything. No matter what's happening, they must be able to think quickly on their feet.
Well, I can't think with an oaf like that around, so I guess I'm just a bad leader then. And she starts sobbing.
Oh.
Yes.
Maybe we should lay off the insult for a moment.
Like, yeah, you know, it's bad. Things happen to all of us.
Liza sighs and she kind of apologizes and she's just like, I didn't mean it that much. Thank you for your information.
She's sobbing and takes a big swig of her ale and still sobbing, like, look. I'm a failure.
Unfortunately, I do not have heal emotional wounds.
We all wish we had that.
One spell that doesn't exist in D&D, not even fantasy.
Hmm.
But yeah, she's
On your
sobbing as she's
therapist.
drinking. On her therapist. She's sobbing as she drinks. But you've got the information you needed, though.
Yakana is gonna try to back out and be like, we should leave.
Skyla apologizes dearly for bringing up emotional trauma and then walks away with a turkey leg.
So a successful venture, all in all. We got a turkey leg and one thing we needed to know.
2 turkey legs.
Two turkey
Who
legs.
is on that topic? Who is our leader that we're going to inevitably emotionally scar?
Well, if that's what you plan to do with them, not it.
Not it, yeah. No. I'm much too old to be the leader.
Wait, you're not expecting me to be the leader, right? I've barely done any expeditions. The only expeditions I've done has been gathering flowers.
I lived in the woods and my vocabulator is trash.
Tabulator.
And you just saw how I talk to people. You don't want me being the leader. And then
Right,
he's gonna
so
go,
we'll put a pin in all of this. Sorry, James, what were you saying?
never mind. I was about to be like, and then he pretends to fall asleep.
Well, if we got a narcoleptic owl, that's all I'm getting from this.
Well, I guess I'll take the reins, but I'm not very experienced, so we're gonna need all the luck we can get if I'm the one that's taking the lead.
It's all good. We all need to experience things for the first time. I just experienced the first tavern. It was terrible.
If you think that's bad. Liza kind of laughs.
That was pretty clean compared to other standards.
Also, that's pretty good for other tavern experiences that I've had. They're not typically a good place to read books.
What,
No,
No,
got
I
turkey
imagine that they're not.
what I'm hearing here is taverns are terrible.
They're lovely if you know what you're doing. You just gotta go for a good time.
I clearly do not.
From now on, I'm going to that tavern just for the turkey legs.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Looks at the owl.
Have you
sorry,
eaten,
Fred.
Have you eaten any of your turkey leg yet? You're still holding?
No, he left it on the table.
All right, you guys head out of the Hugbear Tavern, and with your newly found information, you have basically the rest of the evening to prepare for tomorrow. I will say this: anything within your standard pack that you got character creation, you have on you for when you start your actual expedition tomorrow. But is there anything else you guys want to do before the day ends? You have 6, and I will say this as well. I'm gonna give everyone a +1 to perception rolls when looking for slimes. You all get a +1. You know what you're looking for. You don't know anything much more about that, but you know what you're looking for. So you get a +1 to looking for slimes for this specific quest.
Rod.
So again, I think Segan or James was trying to talk.
Oh, I was going to say, Yakana is going to wake up and be like, or pretend to awake and be like, yes, slimes might be a little difficult to fight.
Well,
Can you
first
set
of all,
them on
no.
fire?
Yes, you can. And that's a lovely idea.
Yes, that's problem sorted then. If I can hit them, hopefully.
So we've lots of ifs and maybes that I'm hearing right now. That's great. Skyla, do you know anything about fighting slimes? You're the library bookie person, and Eliza kind of mimes like opening a book.
Well, as far as I know about slime, some of them can catch on fire and spread fire, so maybe we don't want to set them on fire.
So now we
Maybe,
have some contradictory ideas. That's lovely.
maybe not
depends.
right near the ruins.
It depends on what type of slimes they are. I won't know what type of slimes there are unless I actually see them. There's like 6, 7 different types of slimes, something like that.
Give me a quick survival roll, Skyla.
Survival.
Yes.
And that's on, wait, what dice? D20?
D20, yes.
Uh, 18.
So what you kind of are aware of when it comes to slime specifically is that slimes could take a bunch of different forms. You probably know only 7 or 8. Some of them can be more elemental, some of them could be more non-elemental, but slimes are extensively adaptive to their surroundings. So whatever the surrounding is that they're on is probably the adaptation they have kind of taken a little too. They are very absorbent of localized magic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you're aware of. But you're also aware they're pain in the butt to actually like stab, because they are pretty resistant to stabbing.
Right.
All of my characters' attacks, by the way.
Yeah, Skyla only has like a dagger, I think, to attack, so that's gonna be fun.
You got spells too.
Yeah. Well, either way, we'll figure out largely tomorrow when we actually encounter these things. There's a few things we can do to get ready, but for now, I think it's time for me to head to bed. I'm gonna go pick up a journal before bed, so I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. We'll meet up somewhere tomorrow.
Where do we sleep?
So the guild actually the institute actually provides a sleeping quarters. That's kind of like half dormitory, half apartment. Each sleeping quarters itself, if you are an approved member or if you are on probation, you get access to these apartments should you want them. You could always go for your own, but you're all given an apartment with your basic necessities, kitchen, restroom, etc. But if you wanted to in the future, you could also move out and try to buy your own house and stuff like that, but that's for the future time. Right now, you are under guild dormitory, essentially.
Okay.
Institute dormitory. Let me rephrase that. Yeah. I'm so used to playing with guilds and not institutes.
That's all right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna head there. It's been a day.
Mm-hmm. How was that tavern experience there, Cheryl? It sounds like you really didn't like it, huh?
Thanks. I hate it. I take 10 psychic damage just from hearing the orc chew.
Now you gotta spend a long rest to sleep it off, huh?
Cheryl, you faint. That no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that would be pretty much all of my hit points.
Yeah, basically.
Yakana has 9.
Oh,
Death by bad social interaction.
yeah. All right, so yeah, you're definitely mentally tired. It sounds like. Does anybody else want to do anything during the night, or is everyone gonna go to the dormitories to rest up?
You see, owls are
Everyone else
nocturnal.
Owls are nocturnal. Yes, this is true.
What were you gonna say there? What were we gonna say there, Sawyer?
Unlike everyone else in this scenario, Eliza quite enjoyed the tavern, so I think she will go back for like a drink or two and then she'll go to sleep. So
All right, fair enough. Eliza, take another piece of copper out of your inventory, and what are you doing at the tavern? That's the question. What are you doing at the tavern?
she will be drinking, she will be gambling. I suppose she'll get a turkey leg since they seem to be giving them out like hotcakes here.
Okay, gambling, eh? How so?
What games do they have?
Well, provided by the tavern itself, there are plenty of dartboards and what have you that are going around. That being said, there are people who are betting on dartboards and being like, I bet you 5 gold pieces I'm going to beat you and stuff like that, right? There are also people who are have their own card games and dice games as well. So you have a wide variety of options.
Definitely sounds like something she would do. That's arrow adjacent enough. And then the second if she starts failing at that, she will go right to the card table. And then the second she starts failing at that, she's going to go to the dice table. So that's sort of like the order of operations here, depending on her level of luck.
All right, so you're going to go play darts, it sounds like. And you go, are you going to go for the biggest, baddest guy, or are you going to go for like start small?
She'll go for the biggest, baddest.
There is a man called Sharp-Eyed Joe, who is the current reigning champion of the darts in this tavern, and you see on the like leaderboard, it's Sharp-Eyed Joe, almost a perfect game. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their highest score, and Sharp-Eyed Joe is sitting back, like leaning back on the table, like casually throwing a dart in their hand and catching it and throwing it, catching it, throwing it. It has like a straw in his mouth, kind of like chewing on the end of it, with a cowboy hat and an eye patch. As you walk up to him,
I'm gonna be right back.
Sounds good. And he goes, "I reckon you're here for a beating in darts."
Yeah, I heard you were the fellow to play against.
Well, how much you willing to wager?
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about, say, 20 coppers?
20 copper, huh? I'll throw down 20. He takes out 2 silver pieces, which is equal to 20 copper.
Yes.
And he goes, all right, let's have you go first. Give me a ranged attack roll.
So that's going to be just a d20 plus dexterity, right?
And proficiency, I think. Are you proficient with darts? Are rangers proficient with darts?
I'm pretty sure darts would count as a simple weapon, but I would need to look it up to be sure.
They are a simple weapon, so yeah, you will be proficient with them. Yes.
Okay, so it's the same as rolling with my bow then.
Yes.
All right. That is going to be 10 plus 5, so we got a 15.
All right, so you got a good dart score, whatever that is. I don't know. You got like one of
to the center stuff.
Yeah, aren't the like little like rings also really worth a lot of points? Anyways, and he goes, not bad for a first timer, or at least someone I think is a first timer. And he gives you the eye suspiciously, and he's gonna roll now. He as he's looking at you, he overcockly throws his dart and ends up at the very edge. Like, and you see he kind of looks there, a little worried. He goes, well, I had to give you a little bit of a lead. I didn't want you feeling so downcasted after I beat you soundly. Your turn with the second one.
We're doing best 2 out of 3.
I think you're supposed to throw 3 darts and the highest score wins, but I'm just going to go off the rolls.
Alrighty. Eliza's gonna step up again, eyebrow quirked, and her next hit is 16 plus 5, so that's gonna be a 21.
Yeah, you got a bullseye of that one. He's kind of like, well, now you are quite the player, I tell you that. And he's gonna roll, and actually, he lands his next shot right next to yours, and he goes, one comparable to myself, for certainly. And he takes a step back and lets you go for your third.
Yeah, I reckon you haven't been getting a lot of competition here.
No, I think you are the first.
Oh, that one's not so good. We got a 7.
Oh, okay. You land kind of towards the outside middle area, and he goes, oof. Well, that's a rough one. Well, let's see how we can... Christ. Well, let's see if we can make sure... And he kind of throws it again. Once again, the overconfidence overcame him, and he actually missed the dartboard. Entirely, actually. Not even close. He's just like, well, you know, I gotta have my new friend here not feel so downtrodden at their loss. And he gives you the 2 silver pieces to keep as your own. And he goes, you played a fine game there, but next time I'm not gonna be so easy on you.
Maybe I'll let you go first next time. And Eliza kind of winks, and she's gonna grab those 2 silvers, and that'll be a start to a good night. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Yukana, you're a nocturnal. Is there anything else you want to do before we head on to the next day? All right, James might BRB. All right, here's what I'm going to do. You guys end up going to bed, and after a wild night of party, actually, give me a Constitution saving throw real quick there, Eliza. You will get advantage.
Oh, me, Eliza, right?
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw. All right, advantage.
Yeah.
So that's good, because the first one's a 4.
Ooh.
The next one is not too much better. That's a 6. So we did real good at darts, and then I guess we had too much fun drinking, didn't we?
You have a wicked hangover the next morning. Yeah, you got a wicked hangover the next morning as you wake up. You all meet out in front of the Institute's dormitories, where you are all now together, able to chat, plan, etc. And what you are aware of is that the eastern exit is where you need to go for your mission. So as you guys all regroup and head towards the eastern exit, you are met at the exit by a TA, or a teaching assistant, someone who likely works with Professor Odimos very closely. And they go to you, all right, you guys are heading out on your mission today. It seems like you're going to see if you can repair those old ruins. Professor Odimos did ask me to give you something. And he hands a wand to Skyla, and he goes, this is a wand of greater mending. It only has 1 charge in it, so make it count, but you might need this on your trip if they broke a whole bunch of stuff. See what you could do and make it count if you use this wand, all right? And he gives it to Skyla.
Ooh, I know this. I pipe up. Cheryl pipes up because I can mend things somewhat.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is not just a normal mending spell though. This is a special one Professor Odimos made himself. It should also like work on bigger objects if needed, and multiple objects, not just one small piece of object. So if you want to use your spell, I say definitely go for it. Use that first and save this for the big stuff, you know?
Well,
Yes.
seems like we got 2 things for us, so that's a good start.
All right, you guys have good luck and stay safe out there. And at that point in time, guys, I think we're going to take a 5-minute break so that everyone could use the restroom, get water, all that good stuff. We'll be back with the rest of the D&D session in about 5 minutes. Does that sound good for everyone?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching so far. I hope you're enjoying this Fantasy Cool stream so far, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. And we're back, everyone. I hope you had a restful and thirst quenching and hunger quenching break. I ate 10 pizza. No, I didn't. I actually am very much in the mood for pizza, but that's not something I could do right now.
Ooh, pizza.
Right.
Our
No
next
pizza
quest.
until payday, and payday isn't until Monday.
All right. So you guys have now exited the town from the eastern exit and are walking to the edge of the woods and then soon into the woods. The woods themselves are, the best word for it is untamed. A lot of the woods you had visited, as an example, in the Kingdom of Kipos, have a level of taming to them because they've either been cut back or they've been tread by humans and elves and dwarves for many, many years. But in this specific case scenario, not many have been tread, and it seems and feels extremely wild. As you're making your way towards the ruins, I actually want Shero, who had studied a map, to give us a survival roll to plot your course throughout the actual area.
Right, let's do it. Cool. That's an 18 plus was my survival 3, so that's 21.
All right. Do you want to? Did you roll advantage, or do you want to just keep, or no?
Oh, I did actually roll with advantage.
Right,
yes.
Perfect. Awesome. So a 21. Yeah. Cheryl, you have memorized this very well, and you are aware that it's only a little bit southeast of you guys, and you've plotted a general course that should keep you pretty well along the line without going too far off. There's obviously a little room for deviation, but with what you've heard and what you gathered from the local maps, you shouldn't be far off at all. You should be able to make it by probably evening. You should be able to make it there, and you might need to make camp at the site as well. But it is a little bit of a walk away, for sure. You guys, by the way, as you left, you were given rations as well by the Institute, so you will have a day of rations, or 2 days of rations at least. But yeah, you guys are walking forward and going throughout the area. You also have the option that as you're walking through the forest, you could actually conduct a survey. What surveys are basically your opportunity to actually explore the wilds around you, make discoveries, and see if there's any new creatures that you have not yet seen from the kingdom side of the world. You don't need to do this at all, but this is an option should you want to get a little bit of an extra pay bump maybe, or even some more recognition. So
Oh no,
I'll do that.
Definitely into surveying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's start. All right, so let me put it like this: do you guys want to do it as a group, or do you want to do it individually during surveys? Like, you guys can make a plan for yourself. I'm gonna let you guys muse over this as your in character selves to determine what you guys do.
Liza has no interest in recognition or surveying, and she has a hangover, so she has nothing to do with this right now.
Do you have your cool person sunglasses there?
The D&D equivalent, yeah. Maybe she has like a hat and she just has it like completely in front of her eyes, and it's like, can you see? And she's like, nope. And that's the way I like it right now. Like, don't talk to me.
There is light outside.
Yeah, a little too much, really. It's quite rude.
You would think probably the fastest surveyor in the group would help and join. But no, he's going to fly to Eliza's shoulder and go to sleep.
Okay.
Eliza's shoulders just like tense so much when the bird lands on her, but it's like she already has so much. She's just like, fine, it's fine. She's not going to do anything.
Skyla and Shero, you two are the only two who seem relatively interested in actually surveying. You guys can make a plan up amongst each other to see if you want to do something, or you can try to do things separately. What do you want to do?
Shero, before we make any plans, do you think those two are going to be okay?
If we point them in a direction and set them in motion, they should be okay. That's how things work, right? She's going to be able to keep us straight walk, right? Right.
Let's hope so. Would you want to do the survey as a group, or?
No, that sounds good to me. I think we can cover more ground if if we work together.
Nice. Okay, let's do that then. Anything you're interested in looking into?
Oh, well, I am not sure how technologically advanced whoever left behind the ruins was, but I'm always interested in, mechanisms and gadgets, gizmos, all sorts of technological stuff.
Huh, that's a very interesting thing to take on. I think we'll do that then. That is actually very interesting.
All right, I'll say this: you're probably gonna wait till you get closer to the ruins to start doing that survey, then,
Yeah.
because you guys are still quite a bit of a ways. At around noon, you guys take your first little 15-minute break to just sit down, relax, go on, and it is pretty late in the day. It is pretty hot out, but there's a lot of shade from these forests. The forests are very much so getting a little thicker as you continue to go on, but it is nothing that is suffocatingly thick. You don't have to go between the trunks with difficulty. It's still pretty easy to walk through with pretty solid ground. I will say this: you've also noticed tweeting and some small animals here and there, but haven't seen anything big animals. At least not yet. But yeah, you guys finish your break and start heading on over towards the ruins. At this point in time, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to make your survey. Give me a quick investigation roll as you start to see that I'll say this because it's what you're looking for. As you start to see a little bit of signs of clearings, which means that you might be getting closer to what might have been a civilized area. Yeah. So I want you both to give me an investigation roll, and this will be into mechanisms, and it will apply through the entire time you're in the ruins. Let me put it like that.
Oof, mine's only 8.
Mine's 11.
All right. So as you see the clearings through here, I think one of the interesting things you do see, and I'll say this, Skyla, you notice this first, is that as you're walking through and you see kind of these clearing areas, the trees are cleanly cut. It's not rough. It definitely looks like they used axes and stuff. So you know at least they had that level of technology where they had pretty sharp and pretty sturdy axes, or perhaps even saws, but you're not 100% sure if they had saws. But you don't see anything like guns or magic gizmos that an artificer might use. But that's kind of the immediate first tall tale sign that as you start getting to these more cleared areas with these down trees, there seems to be cleaner cuts and what have you in some of the older stumps and rotting stumps,
That's fair, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what you guys find for now. And it's not much longer later that you actually end up at what you assume is the site of the ruins. It's actually quite unimpressive as you start walking on in there. In fact, what the half-orc made it sound like was this grand area full of pillars and stones and wild imagination, ruins, it's the Parthenon kind of deal, right? In actuality, there's 4 pillars and a small table, and they're all made of stone, and they're all absolutely fucking wrecked. And it is about evening point at this time, but that's all absolutely wrecked, and the area around it is pretty clear, but there is still new growth of younger trees closer to the. But it looks just pretty unimpressive. The pillars aren't even that tall. The pillars are maybe 15 feet tall, and they're relatively thin.
Can I try to figure out what sort of which part was destroyed by swinging the pillars around?
Yeah, of course. You're gonna give me an investigation roll. What does everyone else want to do?
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, this is the investigation roll is 8.
All right. What does everyone else want to do?
Since no one else has yet, I think Eliza will make a quick check for slimes just to see if there's anything in the area.
All right, give me a perception roll as you scout the area for slimes.
All right.
Yakana is gonna fly to one of the pillars and do the same thing and try to get a bird's eye view.
All right, give me a perception roll. You'll get an added +1. Don't forget.
Okay.
Skyla's gonna just try and see if there's anything like the tablet that she has in her pocket still.
All
Or that
They
right.
were actually sent here to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation roll.
Investigation. Got.
Yakana got a 12.
All right.
Pretty much the same. Eliza got 11.
Okay.
What did Sharo get for their investigation earlier?
I've got 9. I thought it was 8. It was 9, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really help.
Not too much, no.
We're doing great, guys.
Is this going-
observant
is this
party
going-
ever?
Is this going excellent? I feel like this is going excellent.
I got 24.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
All right. All right. All right.
At
Damn.
least someone knows what they're doing.
The worst part is I had something that would fuck you guys up if Loki got lower on this specific one. Damn. All right. Cool. So,
Ruining people's plans since I was born.
yeah.
Today.
So here's what's going to happen. Sharo, you're going around the pillars trying to like estimate when they were thrown, how they were thrown, what they were thrown at, etc., right? And you see that some of these pillars are easily like broken in half. Like they're surprisingly weak and brittle for like the stone they probably are, and you have no idea how the half orc broke it so easily. But he did, and you see that they were kind of used, to the best of your knowledge, as just kind of like he picked it up and threw it at whatever was attacking him. Right? He just picked it up and threw it at whatever was attacking him. It's absolutely buck wild. But what happens now is you see that happening, and you kind of notice that that's primarily the damage you fully recognize, because you look at the pillars first and foremost, which are on the outside of kind of like the ruin entrance, or the ruin like center, shall we say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Skyla, on the other hand, you kind of ignore the pillars first as you see that Cheryl's going from, and you go straight to the table. And immediately what you notice is that there are broken shards all over the table that seem to be a broken pieces of their tablet. I'm going to post something in Adventures chat that is translated, and I'll post it on the screen as well, that is translated from Celestial into Commons, in case you want to share the information with everybody. There is a broken set, there's broken pieces that you're able to kind of put together, not able to put together immediately, but you're kind of able to place in areas you think might make sense, and you have the opportunity to start reading and deciphering should you choose to. Make that
All right.
But that being said, you have this information and you can share it with anyone and everyone. But you see basically like, let me count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see 8 broken pieces of a tablet, including your own that you have, that you should be able to really start to piece together, and you might be able to make a full context of this. And everyone, you do have access to this tablet should Skyla share it with everyone.
Well, Skyla, very excited upon their discovery of the tablet, explains to everyone, "Hey guys, I found the rest of the story. Who wants to read it with me?"
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it's broken.
It's like one of those mobile adverts where it shows you like some puzzle and then it tells you like, oh, do you have the IQ of the genius?
Sarah, didn't you mention having Mendon earlier?
Yes, I can probably. If this is small enough, I could. Because I've got Mend, which is hold on. What did I write down that it was? Oh yeah, I can bonk a small wrench on things and it just mends them.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this: in order for you to mend this item,
Yeah.
I will need you to figure out what it says because you have to put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's find out if
So
I have
out
the
of
IQ
character,
genius.
you guys have to start using your genius brain cells.
Why use
So-
brain cells if I can just open it in paint stuff?
That is an
Tell us a
option
story.
too. I'm okay with that. Yes.
That was not what I was gonna do. I was gonna actually type out the entire thing what I thought it's.
Y'all, it's not even that bad. Tell us a story of old or young, a story from home or far flung. Tell us a story true to you, a story
Something knowingly to few.
yeah, known to few. For now you enter and then it gets harder.
For now, you enter the realm of tellers who always seek a story most stellar. Be honest and
It's the piece the piece that's like second up from the right that goes next to that one. So it's who always seek a story. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not as bad as you guys think it is.
It's 2:10 here, and I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My brain is disengaging.
I'll say this though: if Loki had gotten a worse roll, you would have got it significantly more jumbled up.
Oh my god.
Okay.
the realm of tellers. Enter the realm of tellers who always seek a story most stellar. Be honest and open, even if only for now you stand with
the
the
story
god,
of God.
with the story god.
Oh, okay.
You got most of it, James. I'm gonna give it to you there. James. I'll say this because it happened because it happened with your brain first. Yakana, you kind of read through everything, and you see in general like where the pieces go and are able to get the general gist of everything. So you now have the finished tablet there, which can be mended by Shero. And I'm posting the finished tablet for everybody to see both on the Discord and on the stream. If you guys are watching this as a
Ooh.
thing later on, I'll be posting on the Discord publicly alongside my Twitter for you guys to read later on. So sorry, not Shero. Yakana, you were able to really piece this together with relative ease of just like, I guess, your special owl eyes after Skylar was able to help translate the pieces for you.
Fresh off a nap too.
Mm-hmm. So the clue reads: tell us a story, old or young, a story from home or far flung. Tell us a story true to you, a story known only to few. For now you enter the realm of tellers who always seek a story most stellar. Be honest and open, even if odd, for now you stand with the story god.
Right? Well, that sounds pretty invasive.
I hope this doesn't mean that we have to like punch a story god in the face, because I'm not equipped to do that.
I'm pretty sure the story god's just asking us for a story, but I'm not sure where here exactly. Like, I mean, does there look like there's like a door or an entrance, or because it's all just ruins, isn't it?
Should we tell the story god about what happened last night at the tavern? That's an interesting story.
Well,
That story.
once
That story is known to many, though.
True. We're not exactly many.
Mm.
true to your story only to be. After the tablet is mended, does anything happen once any of us touches it?
Not when you touch it. No, you could hold the tablet as much as you want.
Okay.
But if you want to investigate it in other ways, you have the opportunity to. For right now, at the naked eye, it just looks like a normal tablet after it's been mended.
I'm gonna hold it up to the sun.
Yeah, you hold up to the evening sun, which is blocked by the trees.
Oh, you're right.
Unless you want to try to fly and do it.
How heavy is the tablet?
It's not extensively heavy. It's probably the size of like your laptop. So I will say this: you do notice that on the pedestal or on the table there is a slot for it, which is just about it. But you can also bring it up and hold it to the sun if you want.
He's gonna do that.
As you fly up past the trees and hold it up to the sun, nothing happens.
All right, he's gonna go back down and place it in the slot.
As you put it in the as you put it in the slot, nothing happens. But it does fit very snugly.
Does anybody have a personal story from childhood? Perhaps a secret you kept, or anything, honestly. It doesn't seem to have to be a long story.
Maybe it just needs a jolt. Like, with magic.
We're sure it needs a sacrifice.
Let's start with a story, and if nothing happens, we may use other methods.
Well, what do you all do? Someone has to have something.
I may have something, but it's kind of personal.
Liza just looks around like, well, yeah.
Are you comfortable sharing this story for the sake of research?
Well, when you put it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna stand in front of the tablet and I don't know, maybe like put my hands on it and tell the story of my clan, I guess, which was killed by a mysterious illness. So that's not really known to anyone because Goliaths are typically kind of isolationist a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So they wouldn't really have much contact with people. Let's see if this is good enough for the story god.
Give me, and I will give you advantage on this, a performance roll.
Okay. Ooh, do I have anything in performance? I do.
That is a extremely personal story, obviously.
Yeah.
And I imagine, I'll say this. In case you don't have the whole story fleshed out, that's okay if you don't. Do you tell it in great detail or like a little detail or just like vaguely?
I think I wouldn't go into great detail because Sharu would have spent a fair amount of time trying to forget it.
Yeah.
Maybe not forget it, but like working to not have it present in your mind, because that kind of stuff is going to traumatize you. In any case, my performance roll was terrible. It's 5.
Yeah, with advantage?
Yeah, with advantage. I rolled 3 and 4.
Oh shoot, man. Okay, that's not
gonna cut the mustard, I imagine.
You activate a booby trap.
I'll say this because I'm gonna say this. The tablet does glow beneath your hands as you say that. And you feel there is something else that's trying to happen. And you feel something happening to you, right? Like it's happening to you. But as you're feeling that exact feeling, I want James and Sawyer to give me a perception roll real quick.
Okie doke.
19.
Nat 1.
Woo!
Roll 2 nat 1s this game. This is going great.
All right. Listen. All right, Eliza, you hear a soft hopping sound behind you. I'll say this, Yakana, you do not. You are entranced by what's happening in the glowing light.
Oh, you like shiny things.
It's shiny things. Yes, it's a shiny thing.
It's one of his flaws.
And Eliza, as you turn around, you see a group of 3 small slimes and 1 large slime that seem to be imbued with a magical light. Everyone, roll initiative. Oh, you get disadvantage. You get disadvantage, Akana.
That thing, initiative, that thing I'm so bad at, I've got -1 too.
Yep. So initiative is going to be basically your dexterity modifier and a d20. So once you guys are ready, once you guys have your, once you guys have the actual initiative, tell me.
7.
Fantastic.
21.
Oh my god.
How do you get that number again?
You roll d20 with your d20 and you add your initiative modifier, which is going to be on your first page.
Yeah, what is it's dexterity, right?
Dexterity, yeah.
Okay.
And you have disadvantage, James.
Yeah.
Logan,
Not 1, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Can't be more disadvantaged than that.
Oh, wait, no, it's a 7. It's a 7.
Okay.
It's a 7. So that means it's a 10.
Okay, so you're still above Tegan.
Yes.
Loki?
Oh wait, sorry, I had to step away for a second there. What are we rolling for?
Initiative. There are 4 slimes behind you as Segan has activated the tablet for the first time.
All right, so wait, which one am I rolling for
All
then?
right, you're gonna roll a d20 and you're gonna go to the top of your page where you see armor class, initiative, and speed, and you're gonna add your initiative to that.
All right. 11.
All right, let's go. Cool. I'm going to put the fight order in adventures chat, and I'm going to roll for the enemies now. Oh, okay. So there's some good news for you guys. The small slimes seem to be slow at the get-go, but the large slime is a little faster. The order is going to go Sawyer, Large Slime, Loki, James, Segan, and then the 3 other small slimes.
Lorge.
So Sawyer, or Eliza, it is your turn. One thing you have noticed, as I said, as you look at these seem to be glowing with a very specific light inside of them. So you're not sure what that means, but they have a light inside of them. What do you do?
What color light?
This is a good question. What color light?
This is going to be a yellow light.
All right.
What color is the slime?
The slime itself seems to be relatively translucent, but the light inside of it is yellow.
So,
Legend of Zelda has taught me anything. That means it's an electric slime.
electric or radiant or I don't know. There's a lot of vaguely yellow things. But you know what isn't vague? Drawing your bow on an enemy. So she is going to get busy doing that. Just for reference, how close are they all?
They're about 30 feet from you now. So they actually have a whole turn to move to get to you, basically. They're about 30, 40 feet.
All right, that's fine then. As long as they... Oh damn. Oh no, she's not gonna pull that out. That's a 150 range. Wait, I forget how range works.
That's long range. So you can shoot up to there without disadvantage, basically.
Okay, that's what I thought. First time doing this. So we're gonna put that away for now, and we're just gonna get out 2 swords.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna start with that. So she is going to, I guess, try and engage the large slime.
All right. You run up to the large slime. You make it there in time. Let's say it's about 30 feet away, and just behind them are the smaller slimes. And you are able to engage the large slime in hand-to-hand combat. Or hand-to-slime combat. Roll to hit with your sword. If you have a short sword, it should be a dexterity bonus, which I think is your larger one, if it's finesse.
It's just a short sword, yeah.
Yeah.
That is going to be a nat 1, baby. We got a 6.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. As you're swinging with your dominant hand, your sword gets stuck in the slime. So you could try attacking with the other sword, or you could spend the rest of your turn trying to take the sword out of the slime.
She is going to spend the rest of her turn desperately trying to take the sword out of the slime and just kind of going like, ooh, 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 this is so gross, like the entire time.
Strength roll, please.
Strength roll. All right.
As a ranger, that must be one of your best skills.
Swords or strength, because both I am not the best at. That said, for that strength check, that is a 14.
All right. Yes, for that strength test, you're able to slurp that sword out of the ooze, and it is not damaged in any way, shape, or form. But the ooze looks at you and is going to attempt to attack you now.
Alrighty.
Oh, this is probably not going to hit you, but does a 10 hit?
Nope.
As the ooze comes at you, it is a bit of a bumbling large ooze and was likely off-balanced by your own sword attack, even though it didn't work. It comes at you and you feel a small crackling of magic as it tries to attack you, but misses you. Loki, it is Skyla's turn.
All right. Can I prepare a shield for my team?
What do you mean prepare a shield?
I have a spell that's shield, and does that affect my entire team?
No, a shield is actually only for you. That is a reaction spell. If something attacks you, you could cast shield to actually give yourself a bonus to your AC. That's a good way of thinking about it. Shield is something you can definitely use.
Okay.
What kind of spell are you looking for? I'll help you with that. What kind of spell are you looking for?
Not sure.
Do you want?
I think
What are you? I'm sorry.
halfling wizard.
Oh, wizard.
Do you want to do
Wizard.
something that is more of a? Do you want to help with their fighting, or do you want to do damage? Is what I'm asking.
I wanted to help with the fighting.
Do you want to do damage, or you want to help your allies? Like, you only actually have damage spells, so.
Yeah.
I'll say this. A lot of these spells could work, and some of them do hit multiple opponents. Like Acid Splash could hit 2 opponents with relative ease. Magic Missile could hit up a few opponents. I think Chromatic Orb as well. So there are some of these spells. Ice Knife actually too. If you hit someone with Ice Knife, it'll do area damage as well. So those are not bad options. I'll say this: when you're looking at the opponents, the first one in front is the large slime, and the 3 behind it are just kind of behind it. So if you were to hit the large slime, you would likely hit all the 3 of the ones behind it as well. If Ice Knife, if they fail the dexterity rolls, and if you hit.
I'll do ice knife then.
All right. So for Ice Knife, do you have the spell open on your on a website or something?
I am trying to find it.
No worries, you're good. I'm gonna send you the spell. That way you can take a look at it and see what it's all about.
Boop. All right, got it.
Oh, you did get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have like the list up on my thing.
Awesome. So for Ice Knife, you create a shard of ice and fling it at one creature within range, which your range is what's your range? Can you tell me?
How would I figure that out?
It's on the spell page. So it'll say your level, your casting time, and your range.
60 feet.
Yes, they are well within 60 feet of you, so you should be able to attack them with relative ease. So you get to make a spell attack throw, which means you get to roll your d20, and then you get to add in your spell. You get to add in your spell attack bonus, which is 4 on your third. You'll see it on the third page of your character sheet.
All right. So roll the d20.
Yes.
That would be 8.
Did you add the 4?
Yes. I rolled a 4 and then I added 4 and that became 8.
Okay. You did miss. As you shot the knife out, you missed it by a little bit. The good news is, because the second part of Ice Knife Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. So the good news is you still have a chance of doing damage to all of them. So I'm going to roll their dexterity saving throws and see if any of them fail their dexterity saving throws, which their dexterity is not great. And what is your spell save DC? Would you mind telling me?
12.
Fantastic. Only the large slime succeeded. So you're going to roll 2d6 and give me that number.
2d6.
Yep.
That would be 3 and 6.
Yo, that's 9 damage to 3 enemies. That's pretty darn good, actually. Nice. All right, so the smaller slimes definitely took quite a bit of damage. They are not looking great. Their forms are wobbling a bit. James, it is now your turn. What are you doing?
All right. So I did have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because if I was dash flying, what would you want the rules to be for that?
If you're gonna dash, if I remember correctly, dashing is the action where you take your full round to basically get to the other side. So you would take your full round to get to the other side and hide amongst the trees if that's what you wanted to do.
No, I was gonna do like a dash sword attack.
Okay, I mean, if you want the flavor, that's not going to be hard to do. Like, you run and hit, like, for flavor, that's A-okay, 100%, yeah.
So, Yakanan is seeing that the small slimes are close to death. He wants to take them out quickly, so he's going to dash from his pillar and fly and go to whichever nearest small.
Sure, let's say slime 1 is the one that's closest to you. You fly from your pillar to go attack slime 1. Roll to hit.
How do you get? What's your bonus to hit? I'm sorry.
You're using your bonus to hit's going to be your D20 plus your proficiency modifier plus if you're using short swords, your dexterity or your strength, whichever you choose.
Plus 5. Okay. So let's see. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you hit 100%. You hit slime 1. Roll for damage.
1d6 plus 2. 4? Or no, 5?
Yep. All right. Slime 1 explodes in a brilliant light. Give me a Constitution saving throw real quick, James.
I love being level 1 and being squishy.
Yeah.
18.
18. All right. You successfully brave this bright light that hits you, and you're only going to take 1 radiant damage.
Then I'm going to multi-attack and hit the slime that was next to him.
All right. Roll to hit. By the way, just for anyone who's rules lawyering, it's not the multi-attack fighters guy. It's the multi-attack that everyone gets as a general thing. 5e lets you do multiple attacks if you have 2 weapons nowadays, which is pretty cool, actually. I like that.
I like it, but I also have thoughts.
It missed. It was a 10.
Yeah, so as you try to hit this slime, it kind of blooms right on off. Now it is Segan's turn. Segan, what you doing, homie?
Firing off a fireball at the large slime.
At the large slime. All right, roll to hit the large slime.
Yep. Let's see. 21.
That hits. Roll for damage.
That's a D10. Let's see. That's only 2 damage.
Only 2 damage. All right, the first bit of damage happens, and you hit it pretty square on, but it's flubbery flub seems to be a little more resistant than you at first imagined. Slime 2 is actually looking at you, James, and Slime 2 is going to kind of hop at you and kind of try to bonk you.
Like to see you try.
Does a 10 beat your AC?
Nope.
All right. Slime 2 kind of like tries to blunk, and you just kind of like dodge out of the way, effortlessly flying. Slime 3 is going to try to go around as well and going to come for you, James.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 12 beat your AC?
Nope.
Dang. All right. Yeah, you be flying like no tomorrow, effortlessly dodging. And it's now Sawyer's turn.
I have an AC of 15.
Oh, dang. Gotta give these guys a
Because
little
I
bit
get a
extra
plus
bonus.
1 for being tiny.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Sawyer, your turn.
Advantage of short things.
You bunch of talls.
Listen, we have an evenly height split party.
I know we do. It's kind of funny.
2 really
It
tall,
is.
1 really short. It's not even like the AT&T bars, nothing like that. Nah.
Oh, friend. Let me get your name. Because I just met you. Loki.
Hi.
You're tiny too, right?
Yes, I'm 3 feet tall.
Yes, you get a plus one to your AC for being tiny, if you didn't know that.
Yes.
Is that for all species?
I just looked at like if you're
I'll double check the rules later. But we added in all the relevant modifiers for Loki at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sawyer, your turn.
Right, it is that thing. So did Eliza like see the radiant light when it hit Yakana?
I would imagine so. It was probably just behind the other one, so the large one. So yeah, I'd imagine you definitely saw it.
So we're hiding. We're fighting vaguely holy slimes.
Yes.
Okay. She is going to try and stab the big one again. That didn't go particularly well last time.
Roll to hit.
But
again.
yeah, we just keep trying.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
A 10 does not hit.
Woo! But at least it doesn't get stuck this time. So she'll consider that
Blooms,
away.
blooms
It's better than
right
that
on
one.
off. Yeah.
All right. I think. Yeah. No. That's Wait. I'm trying to remember. Is movement because you get 2 actions and 1 bonus action, right?
Yes.
All right. So from that point, she is going to use her other thing to. Wait. Am I doing this right?
So you could move out of the way. You will get an attack of opportunity on you, or you could take your movement to disengage.
She will try and take her 30 feet back with the attack of opportunity.
All
yeah.
right. Okay. An 11 does not hit you, does it?
It does not. No.
So as you try to move back, the slime tries to like send out like a tendril of like, and you kind of fend it off with your sword, parry it off pretty easily, and you go back 30 feet. It is the large slime's turn. Now with their immediate prey gone, they're going to go back and take a look at Yakana, who is currently fending off 2 other slimes. So Yakana,
yeah, I was gonna do a sneak attack too.
good
Too
luck.
late now. You can't do that.
Yakana, there's a 16 hit.
Yeah, that does it.
Yeah, it hits. Okay, you're gonna take a total of 4 bludgeon damage.
Oh my god! Well, that's half my HP, guys.
That is half your HP. It is now Loki's turn. Loki, what do you want to do?
Can I do Ray of Frost?
You can do Ray of Frost. It's going to be a D20 plus that same bonus we talked about before. The spell attack bonus. Do you know what your spell attack bonus is?
4, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Who are you going to be hitting? The large slime or the small ones?
The large.
All right, roll to hit.
20.
Natural?
No, it's 16 then plus 4.
Okay. Oh, man, that was be awesome. All right, yeah, you hit. Roll damage for Ray of Frost.
Same thing?
Nope, you got to read the spell description. So what does the spell description say?
On hit takes 1d8 cold damage.
Yep, so
Sweet.
roll 1d8.
1d8. Boop. 8.
Wow, that's a nice hit. Yeah, you do some good hits on it. It looks pretty bad off, honestly, but not too bad. Like, it looks pretty bad off, though. James, it is your turn. Oh, wait, sorry, Loki. You did attack. You are also allowed to move now. The large slime and the other slimes are about 30, 40 feet away with James, but you can also move if you want to get further or closer. It's all up to you.
I'll move a little bit closer.
All right, cool. So you're within like 25 feet then. That sounds good.
Nice.
James, your turn. You are basically surrounded on all sides by these slimes at this moment.
Let's see then.
And I'd like to remind you, when they burst, they do radiant damage.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna risk it. He's going to fly straight up.
All right. 3 attack of opportunities. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gambling, guys.
If you're not attacking, you can also disengage at least one of them.
It's up to you. I rolled, so I know what happens. Do you want to try to disengage? Or because like you could disengage, then move if you wanted to.
Oh, I don't know what disengage is, so.
Disengage, you can use your movement action to disengage. And then you can move again if you don't plan on attacking at all.
Okay, yeah, then we're gonna disengage, and I want to go up behind the large slime. Now that it's turned towards me.
You can
Would that be
disengage
all my
from
movement?
one of them. And then you can move 30 feet in any direction you want. So because you have 3D flight, you could go 5 feet up, 5 feet back, 5 feet whatever. But like they will focus on you again. You know this.
And you can't disengage and then attack. It sounds like you're trying to set up a attack of opportunity, though. Is that right? Or sneak attack? Or next
Yeah.
turn?
You will not
Okay,
be able. You likely will not be able to do that without them just immediately focusing on you again. No.
Mm.
But you could get to a safe distance by flying up.
Yeah, then he's just gonna fly to safety. That's gonna be his turn.
All right. Here's which one were you? Which one were you disengaging? The large slime or one of the small slimes?
A large.
Good choice, because the small slimes missed you. As you go up, the small slimes try to hit you, and you effortlessly dodge out of the way of the large one as you fly about 30 feet up into the air. You now have kind of a bird's eye view of the actual field. Tegan, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to try and shoot the big slime again.
Let's go. Roll the hit.
Yeah, that's 16.
16 hits. Roll for damage.
Yeah, let's see if I can do. That's 3. Just gonna scale it up. Each one.
Yeah, you're charring it.
right
You're
there.
charring it. It's a fine char on it. Okay, Loki, you moved closer recently, which the small slimes kind of notice as they can't reach the flying, feathery human thing. Do owlings bring a new thing to Socrates' like if it's a human thing, like, or if it's a bird, like if it has feathers and walks on 2 feet, it's a chicken. You know what I'm saying? Is that what? Anyways, philosophy aside, Slime 2 is actually going to go for Loki's character, Skyla. So Skyla, what's your AC?
AC.
Yep, you're going to go to the top of your page and you're going to look for armor class. We never filled that out for you.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Armor class should be 10 plus your dexterity modifier. Plus any weapon, plus any armor you're wearing, but you're a mage, so you don't wear armor. So 10 plus your dexterity modifier, which is?
3.
Yep, so add them together for me.
13.
All right. So Slime 1's going to come and attack you. He rolls a 14. So you're going to get hit by this radiant slime, and they're going to do 2 bludgeon damage to you. So take your current hit points and put it down to 6. Slime 2's coming down to you as well. But Slime 2 misses. So you do take some damage, but the second slime misses. You are now surrounded by 2 slimes.
How far away are they?
They are 5 feet from you now. They are right next to you.
Noted.
Sawyer, it is now your turn.
That it is. I'm going to take out that longbow, and we're gonna try and hit it with disadvantage from where I am.
The the large slime?
Yes, the large slime.
I don't think you have disadvantage, do you?
For a longbow, I should, because it's shorter than my range.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Roll the hit then.
Well, the first one was a nat 1, so that's 6.
Oh.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
It absorbs the arrow, and nothing happens to it.
Eliza curses loudly.
Rest in peace. It is just not your day.
It is not your day for attacking.
You're
It really isn't.
hungover. You're hungover. You didn't want to be here. It's.
My weapons really work well for this scenario, yeah. The only good thing is I do have resistant to radiant damage, but unlike everyone else, I removed myself from the damage field, so...
Okay. Fantastic. Great. All right. It's now the large slime's turn. The large slime... Okay. Ooh, you're lucky there. You see the large slime, its body starts distorting, and the arrow shoots out of it upwards. But barely misses Yakana. It
This
barely
thing is still trying to hit me. Back off.
Yeah, it tries to hit you. It's absorbed. It goes boom, boing, and the arrow tries to hit you, and it misses you entirely. Well, barely, if I'm being perfectly honest. It is now going to be Loki's turn.
All right, so the two smaller slimes are like 5 feet away from me, right?
Yeah, they're like right next to you.
All right, I'm gonna try to blind them with color spray.
All right, what do I got to do for that?
Roll a 6d10.
Oh wait, 5 feet, 1 round. Deadly spray colors from your hand. Roll 60-10 to see how total hit range can affect the spell. Creatures within 15-foot cone. Sorry, this creature is blinded. Give me 1 second to look up something real quick about our friend the Oozes, who cannot be blinded.
Oh shoot.
Yep, so I'll say this. I'm going to give this to you as a DM. Color spray would not work on the Oozes, so not a good choice. But you know what? You're thinking really well of that. That would have been a good choice for a lot of other things, 100%.
Yeah.
No discernible eyeballs is a bit of a downer, though.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like the slimes in Dragon Quest. They do have eyes, so I was like, oh, maybe I can blind them. All right, then. Shoot, what should I do instead? I think I'll do acid splash then instead.
All right, sounds good. And the good news is, because they're 5 feet from each other, you should be able to get both of them if that's what you want to do. Sound good?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right, so what do I got to do to prevent that? What do I got to do against that? Because I know I have to do a save. What save do I have to do?
A target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage.
And what's your spell casting? What's your spell save DC?
12.
All right, let's go. All right, they both fail. They both have negatives to dexterity, so that helps you a lot.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Roll for your damage.
Wait, what dice do I use for that one?
D6.
D6. Okay.
By the way, I just look up the rules real quick. The first number, the parentheses of the longbow, is the normal range 150 feet, while the second is the 600 feet. The normal range means you can attack any creature within 150 feet from you. So you will not get this advantage on your rolls. But you did get that nat 1 there, Sawyer. So that on your first roll, apparently. So that's going to be...
No, yeah, nothing needed to retcon. That's fine.
Yeah.
I did it on my own.
Yeah.
I got a 4.
Oh, 4 damage for both of them?
Yeah.
Great. Give me 2 Constitution saving throws. So,
Wait,
yeah. So these 2 pop, ploop, ploop, as acid bursts underneath them, right? But as they're popping, you see in front of you that they are starting to kind of glow a bright, bright light. You're going to give me a Constitution saving throw, which is going to be under your saving throws on the left-hand side of your first page. It'll be a D20 again.
D20. Which one? Constitution for
Yes.
the. And that's gonna be a 10.
You rolled it once. It was 8 plus 2.
Oh no, I only rolled once. Once was 10, and then the other one was 17.
All right, so you succeeded 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take 3 points of radiant damage as these blinding light explodes and kind of burns on the surface of your skin. But yeah, you take 3 points of radiant damage, so you should be down to about 3 hit points now, right?
Yes.
All right. It is now going to be, because Loki just finished, he says off, James, it's your turn. The only slime left is the large slime in front of you.
Well, you see, while he is in the sky, he's going to sheath his short swords.
Yes.
And pull out his short bow.
Okay, let's go.
All right, and he is going to
pulling some ravioli shit out here. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to complain about Link all the time now?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure.
Not Rivali. That's a 14.
To hit?
Yeah.
You hit. Roll for damage.
Yeah. 1d6. Okay. Wait, wrong one. That's a 6.
Nice damage there. It's looking a lot worse off. You see that its form is starting to a bit more. Tegan, it is your turn, my friend.
Pick one more fire attack would do it. You hear a bird up in the sky.
I'm actually going to roll up to Skylar because they've got only 3 hit points left.
Yep. They look pretty down. They've got like, you see some like burn marks on their arms and stuff, or whatever skin's revealed. They're wearing kind of like a cloak from the K-Poo's Institute of Exploration, so they look pretty bad off.
I'm gonna come up and jab them with one of my healing needles.
That's crazy.
All right, roll to heal.
Yeah, just gonna double check that. Cure wounds. That's a D8, isn't it?
I believe so. Cure light wounds should be a D8.
Okay, and plus spellcasting modifier, so that's gonna be D8 plus 2. So 9, 7 plus 2.
All right, you get 9 hit points back, Loki, which should bring you back to full, actually.
Yes, it will.
Awesome.
So you get stabbed with a needle, and initially it feels bad, but then it feels good because it heals you.
You're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it.
The shock of getting stabbed with a needle, though, the emotional damage.
And we do not have a spell of cure emotional wounds.
As we established in our lore, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, is overhealing a thing in this game where you can go
It is
above
not,
your?
No, there are certain spells that actually allow you to give temporary hit points. Cure light wounds and stuff will not. There are, I think, ones. There's one I always use, false life, that gives you some temporary hit points. That'll overheal you, but not this one. No.
Okay, gotcha. Just wondering.
All right, and as you do your crazy medical works on your friend here, they get healed up all the way up to full, and now they look a lot better fighting fit. Sawyer, it is your turn. This large slime has been mocking you since the beginning of this fight, Sawyer.
really has. I haven't gotten one good hit on this thing.
No. You got 2
believe
critical
in you.
fails too on it.
I got 2 critical fails on this this holy slime, holier than thou slime. Yeah, we are going to try and hit it with our longbow.
Go for it. Roll the hit.
That is going to be an 18.
Nah, that fails. No, I'm kidding. You hit it. You hit it. You hit
Don't toy
it.
with me, Steph. Don't toy with me.
I think Sawyer would have actually just left.
No, you're good.
Like, it actually has an AC of 19.
Sorry, fine. Eliza is having the worst, most humiliating day of her entire life right now. All right.
Roll for that sweet, sweet bean footage.
So that sweet, sweet damage is going to be 6.
Nice. So as you take a look, is anyone within 10 feet of... No one's within 10 feet of this. Everyone's about 30 feet away or 20 feet away. As you look at this one slime, there is a bright light coming from it as it explodes, and you guys feel the external radiant heat from it that kind of like wafts by you almost as a warmness. And I'll say this, Eliza, you feel this very familiarly as 100% holy magic that kind of wafts over you, and now as a dispersed, more warm format. Behind you on the altar or on the table, whatever you want to call it, the tablet is actually glowing a lot brighter now. And I will say this, Cheryl, you feel a calling coming towards it as you kind of hear whispers in your mind.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check
your
that out really
story.
quick.
About your story, like it's almost as if it's whispering your story to you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to approach it and put my hands on it again.
All right. Okay, Cheryl, as you put your hands on it again, you are mentally teleported, is the best way to put it, in front of a simple light door. The door almost looks like it's made of light.
Ooh.
What do you do?
I open. I put my hand on the. Does it have a handle, or do I push it, or?
What does your heart feel?
I feel like it would have a handle. I'm probably gonna grasp the handle. I'm gonna grasp the handle, yeah, and open the door.
All right. As you grasp the hand, firmly grasp it. What?
Do you understand the mental restraint it took not to say that?
James said it in the background. From what I heard.
Yep.
I firmly grasp it.
Fantastic. And you open the door in front of you. And as you walk into the door, you see... The best way to put it is you don't see... You kind of see plaques all throughout the wall. It almost feels like a grave, but not quite like a grave. It almost feels like a bunch of graves on your left and your right as you walk down this hallway, with the plaques on your left and your right rising 20 feet up in rows of 4, and just going all the way down to what almost seems like eternity. And each and every single plaque seems to have a name and a story beneath it. And in your hands, you now feel a plaque forming itself as you start walking. And you don't understand how long you've been walking until you naturally stop. How long do you think it would take you to naturally stop? Like, mentally speaking, like, would you be fascinated by this area, or like what's happening?
It would be quite a while, I think, because it's something completely new and different, and also like, so alien really, to what's been going on with Sharu so far. So it's fascinating to find out all of those different stories of the different people. It would be a while.
Yeah, let me say this: you don't know the languages actually that this is written in.
Oh, okay.
But you understand the vibe. Like when you look at some plaques, you do feel happy. When you look at some plaques, you feel sad. When you look at some plaques, you feel excited. And when you look at other plaques, you feel dejected. And your emotions range wildly. And it's an unknown amount of time in your own mentality until eventually you find an empty slot that has your name on it.
Yeah, I know what this is. I know this is one. Yeah, okay. I put my plaque in up there, up in there. That's really what I expected.
As you put your plaque up there, you feel a level of, I suppose, reassurance. Your story that you've shared with the plaque with this, I guess, pseudo temple or pseudo graveyard or pseudo moratorium, whatever you want to call it, because it does feel like these are stories of the dead, right?
Yeah.
It's here eternally. From what you can tell, you don't know 100%, and I don't know how this feels for Cheryl. You are reassured in a way, 100%. This story will not be forgotten. But how does it feel for Cheryl to essentially put her story up, not quite publicly, but like?
No, I think right. So obviously, like us traumatic recalling this story was, it's also like sort of a relief because it means that like she would have succeeded in at least one of the things that is set out for her, which is to make sure that no one forgets about the Lathai clan. And leaving this story would be like some sort of a relief because then it's like, one way in which I don't need to worry about necessarily just staying alive. So the story lives with me, so now it lives with this as well, in this place as well.
All right. And as you look upon your story, you kind of see that, you kind of feel that as you're really looking at the story that you put up there, like you can't read it that well, but you understand the emotion coming through it, you understand the feeling coming through it, and as you continue looking at it, you begin to understand the specifics of it and the emotion that you went through and the emotion you put through into it. You understand that there was a level of reservation as you shared this story, not wanting to share everything deep, but also shared what you were comfortable with sharing and what that felt like. And as you kind of understand this and you look at other plaques, you understand the intent behind the person sharing the story. As an example, I think you look at one plaque and you feel a great deal of happiness as someone announces that their family has grown in some way, shape, and or form. You're not sure what that means, but their family has grown. You feel sadness from someone talking about the loss of a family member or friend. You're not sure, but like you kind of understand now how these emotions are conveyed. And as you finish looking around, you are suddenly and quickly, probably not very naturally, but you feel like for a moment the magic almost flickers as you are shot back into reality, and the stone tablet in front of you dies down in light. Like the light starts going away from it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How long was that pause in real life?
About 3 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So, hey, I think this may be some kind of repository of stories. I say to my friends, and kind of explain to them what happened because obviously they wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds magical.
I guess the other god that didn't have a name was probably the story god.
Maybe.
So the story god was there when Yakana's gonna think to himself.
So perhaps this is some kind of a deity which looks after the stories of people, because I couldn't read them, but I knew what they were about.
you feeling, Shara?
Been better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good to leave the story with someone who truly cares about it.
Stories did you see in there?
Yeah. Sorry, what was that? Sorry?
How many stories did you see in there?
Oh, so I don't know. Innumerable stories. It would be impossible to count. It must have been here for, well, ages.
I wonder if we could access any more of these stories.
I
What?
think you need to give a part of your story in a manner of what that inscription tells you. I don't know if it's readily accessible.
Well, if we try to activate the magic again, we don't know if more slimes will appear.
That's true.
Now I don't know if we should take it back to the institution or if we should leave it here. Kind of seems like it's
Uh,
supposed to be here.
I think perhaps I don't know that. Since we put it back in the slot, I don't know if it will work without the pedestal. Um, perhaps we could escort some researchers here to uh, make any discoveries or what is the thing when you observe something over time and make notes?
Studies, research,
Traditions type things.
Yeah, perhaps. I think if how about one of you maybe puts their hands on it and see if that works for you?
Well, I guess maybe we also didn't test to see if silent stories worked.
That is
Oh,
actually a
that's
good
true.
point.
So Yakana is gonna walk or fly to the pedestal. He's gonna put his foot on it, and he's gonna think about a story that he has in mind.
Nothing happens.
So
I guess silent stories don't work.
No.
Or perhaps we can take it back to the institute, let them do any of the finding out that they want to on it, and then maybe we can bring it back. I don't know if I would like to make a god mad, even if it's just a story god.
Yeah, no, that's a very bad idea. I definitely don't want to be making any gods mad. Even though it seems like they don't have that much power anymore. And Eliza kind of just like looks around at the ruins like, this is kind of sad now. Like we know what this was used for.
I mean, they seems like they still got control of the slimes, so that's something.
Yes, let me just amass my slime army then.
Might be residual magic from long ago.
Well, my guess is that the slimes just kind of absorb the radiant energy that was left over from here.
That would make sense.
Well, it is starting to get dark. We should probably make camp.
Yes. Although, no, it is probably best to make camp. I might be able to lead us through the night, as I am good at recognizing the areas. But yes, let's rest.
James, how much damage did you take again?
5.
5.
Out of 9.
Eliza is going to kind of scratch your head a little. Sorry, what are you going to do?
Oh, are you doing healing?
I can do exactly 1 point of healing, which I know is very impressive. So if you got something better.
hold still, and I stab the owl with my with the needle as well.
Mhm.
And
Elias just takes her hand back because, yep, this is definitely more effective.
and you're fine. You're probably. I mean, let me roll that healing. That's 3 hit points.
Okay.
So that one hurt a little bit more than it healed, really. But also you're better now.
He nipped your finger after you took the needle out.
Mhm.
I'm sure Verona would say pain is the best medicine.
Well, I have found out that if I stab you in just the right place with this special needle that I have developed, you will feel better.
How long did it take you to find that out exactly?
I don't want to talk about it.
As you guys set up camp at, are you setting up camp in like the middle of the pillars and stuff, or are you setting up camp like outside of it a bit?
I think maybe just by one pillar, so we kind of can rest against something.
Shelter
Sure.
around us, yeah.
All right, sounds good. And you guys do have your explorer's bag, which has like a rucksack or a sleeping bag or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you guys set up for the night. Make yourselves comfortable in any way, shape, and form you determine you need to be comfortable, right? Whether it be making a fire and doing stuff with, let's say, for example, making your sleeping bags a little more comfortable or whatever have you. I don't know. Does Yakana sleep in a sleeping bag, or does Yakana sleep in a tree?
So he has a pillow, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't like, because at night he just kind of keeps watch. He doesn't actually sleep because he sleeps during the day.
Okay, fair enough.
And so he's gonna take his little pillow to the pillar, and he's going to stand on it, and he's gonna keep watch.
Okay, that's really cool. Yeah.
And he turns his head 180 degrees and looks at the party if they talk to him.
Okay. God, I hate it when things turn their heads like that.
I mean, an owl should be able to do that.
Yeah, no, that makes 100% sense. I'm not gonna hold that against you. All right. As you guys sit down for your rations, and your nightly meals and whatnot, he kind of keeps watch as you guys sleep, and nothing particularly exciting happens during the night. It is the next morning where you guys now have the option, basically, to go back to the Institute, but there was some talk about possibly bringing back the plaque or leaving it here. So what are your plans to basically go back to the Institute with or without?
I vote we should take it back to the Institute, because I think there is possibly we could learn things from it. Maybe someone more skilled with magic could find a way of accessing the stories, and then there is untold amounts of knowledge, possibly from ages gone by. But I think that once we are done with it, maybe we should return it.
Or we could just write down what was on the tablet and leave it here so it is undisturbed. And then once they send researchers over here, they'll see that it was a perfect fit, and they can study the magic themselves.
I don't think the writing would do them much good without the tablet.
Yeah, I think that you need to.
Well, the tablet only works in the ruins itself. It's not like it would work outside.
Well, we don't exactly know if it doesn't work outside, but I'm willing to bet it doesn't work if it's outside the ruins, but honestly, we don't actually know if that's the case.
It was also broken when we found it, so...
Yeah.
Well, they would... Well, if you feel that we must take it, I will not object.
Okay, let's take it. Let's bring it back.
You hold the tablet within your hands, and it's a little hard to take out because it does fit very snugly in. But you eventually get it out, and you now have the tablet in your possession. And
Okay.
And it is a days long walk of scouting, looking around, making sure everything's doing good. It's a days long walk back to the Kipos Institute of Exploration and the town of Sporos that it lies in. And as you guys enter from the eastern gate, you make your way up north through the town, eventually to the Kipos Institute of Exploration's headquarters. It is easily evening by this point as you walk on up and knock on the door of Professor Odimos with an exasperated, "Come in."
They
We come
go
in.
on in.
Hello, Professor. How are you doing this wonderful evening?
We brought you a nice thing.
Okay. And he in response to you, Skyla, he goes, "Hopefully, I'll be doing better with the information you've brought." And as Sharo hands him the tablet, he goes, "I see. This is the full tablet. Did you use the wand I sent you?"
We
No,
didn't-
actually, we didn't.
Oh, fantastic!
did
Hand
not-
it back then.
Didn't need it, I guess.
Skylar gives the wand back.
He says, "Thank you," and he puts it to the side, and he goes, "Okay, this is an interesting tablet. What did it translate to?"
It translated to tell us a story, old or young, a story from home or far flung. Tell us a story true to you, a story known to few. For now you enter the realm of tellers, who always seek a story most stellar. Be honest and open, even if odd, for now you stand with the story of God. Or story God.
Oh yeah, those are two very different. Those are two different interpreted story of God and story God. It's story God, right?
Story God, yeah.
Okay, perfect. He goes, and all right. Well, this is good news. We'll take a look at this and see if we could do any experiments or anything with it. But did you guys figure out anything else on the field that you'd like to report, or do you have any written notes of what happened that you could give to the institute?
Yeah, there's a couple interesting things.
We found out that the people of this civilization probably had some pretty sharp access.
Okay, that points us to one direction. He kind of writes that down. Anything else?
Eliza kind of blinks at Sharo because that is not what she thought that she was going to say.
I explained to him the significance of the tablet, and I don't tell him the whole story of what I said to the tablet, but I explained to him that it could be like a repository of ancient knowledge, and it seems to contain a multitude of stories from different people.
Interesting. Okay, thank you very much, Cheryl. And he kind of writes down notes and whatnot. And he goes, "All right, you have done a fantastic job in exploring, first and foremost, the area around there and getting a little bit understanding more of the civilization, and of course, bringing back more information. You will be rewarded properly. Each of you will be given 25 gold pieces by the Kipos Institute of Exploration." And he finishes writing down. He goes, "For the extra bonuses for the axe information, I will give you each an extra silver as well. So 25 gold pieces and an extra silver." We had actually done some scouting around the area and found very similar information before, but the concurrent information to show kind of the basic level of technology is much appreciated. So we'll give you guys an extra silver alongside. Not much, but at the moment it is what we can spare. So he continues writing things down, and he goes, should you want to pick up your payment, he gives you each your own like little receipt. He goes, "Just feel free to head downstairs and ask for it, and the receptionist will give you your payment. Thank you very much for your hard-earned work and your diligence in researching this topic."
May I ask if you have the next mission?
Well, what we have for the first few missions were basically tests, which you all really did superbly pass, and did very well on. He goes, I've learned not to give letter grades, so don't expect one. People are very passionate about those. And he kind of has a flashback of an elf just yelling at him to get better grades.
No.
Yeah, if you guys want to know what that's all about, watch the previous episodes or listen to them on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Anyways, continuity, exactly. And he goes, but you've passed the flying colors, and I will say this: you will be able to choose your own adventures and quests, shall you put it, and what you get to do next. And they will be posted publicly for you to choose for what you want to do. And you can sign up for whichever ones you want. There's a chance that you may only do one a month. There's a chance you might do multiple in a week. Who knows? It's all up to you as an individual.
Do you have any idea what you're going to try and use the tablet for?
Well, it seems to be a holy relic of some sort from the implications of there being a story god. I will be working closely with clerics who work with us and have their guidance on how we should experiment with this tablet. I don't believe a man of science like myself should be the sole, even though I really want to, be the sole choice in how this holy relic is treated.
Eliza nods and kind of backs down. She seems very happy with that answer.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm not sure what the clerics will do with it, but that is up to them.
this is at this point, Yakana is going to lightly peck Sharo.
Okay.
Yeah, Sharo, and be like, money, let's go get it.
Oh yes, that money can buy many goods and services, and I think we all deserve a little bit of that now.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Well, get out of your hair, Professor.
Thank you very much. I'm going to have a lot of research to do. But for now, we will be going through the combs and seeing if there's any references to a story god, any sort within the area. But thank you very much for your time, and good luck on future missions. And he kind of gives a awkward thumbs up, like I just did on stream.
I give him finger guns.
Oh, yes, of course. And he gives like awkward finger guns back, and he even makes a pew pew sound to try to seem cool.
What's everyone in this town thinking they're a cowboy?
Skyla's like, okay, maybe this is my time to go, and just waves goodbye and leaves the room.
Yes, good work, Skyla. We expect to see you in your normal position tomorrow as well, but of course, feel free to take any quest you'd like.
Sounds good, Professor. See you later.
I
And now we end with the new group of 4 who had just had a moment together, finally being able to relax after a beautiful 2-day adventure. You guys see that on the outside, towards the front of the actual guild headquarters, a new quest board is being put up, which will eventually be housing a lot of quests. Dala Dune themselves is standing there, looking very proud of what they've built and what the accomplishment is. You guys know Dala Dune as actually the leader of the Institute of Exploration, and Professor Demos being the head researcher under Dala Dune. But they look very, very happy with what they've done, and they seem to see you guys coming out, and they give you guys a wink, and they go, "Well, let's see. Keep an eye on this. You're going to be doing some work very soon." He seems very excited.
I wink back.
Yeah, fantastic. They seem very excited, and they seem so excited they actually go to pretty much everyone walking out who seems to have like passed exam, like, hey, you gotta take a look at this soon, guys, more quests, you know? They seem extremely excited. They are very happy to finally have this thing up. Like, you guys walk by, yep, take a look at this. So I was like, yeah, keep an eye on this, you know? And I'll say for now, that ends our quest today, where we reach the realm of the story god.
Woo! Woo woo!
Everyone who joined on in today for the stream, thank you so very much. I do want to say a quick thank you, of course, to Chris and Hunter who joined in for the follow. Thank you very much for the following. I appreciate you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed this game on D&D. I had a lot of fun with this game. How did you guys feel? I know it was Loki's first time ever playing D&D. Loki, what was your opinion on D&D now that you got your first nibbling of it?
That was fun, but I'm gonna have quite a bit more to learn. Clearly,
Yeah. You did fine for your first time, 100%.
And you
Even
started
if you do
with-
learn, you don't do it for 2 weeks like me, and then you forget everything anyway, so it's fine.
no promises.
Segan, how does it feel finally being able to be a player again?
Oh, that's really nice. It's a lot of fun. I'm not very conscious right now anymore.
No worries. Yeah, it's late for you, so feel free to head on off if you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail out. Thank you very much for playing, and yeah, looking forward to playing more with you. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Thanks for
Have
joining
a good
on in.
night.
See
Good
ya.
night.
Bye. Night.
For everyone who doesn't know, I'll be hosting these basically bi-weekly. I'm planning on the next games being in March, probably March 11th and March 25th. And what will happen with this, with these recordings is that they'll be put on YouTube the day after. So probably tomorrow this will be put on YouTube. And they will be released as podcast episodes on Wednesday/Thursday of each week afterwards, because I don't have enough time to condense things without sacrificing sleep. So the podcast episodes
Sleep is for the week.
Sleep is for the week. The podcast episodes will be coming out later on comparatively. But they will be condensed versions that kind of keep the good meat and bones on there without having the constant rules, explanations, etc. And each episode should be roughly an hour to an hour 30 minutes. But yeah, a big thank you to James, Segan, Loki, and Sawyer for joining on in. It was a lot of fun. Check out Loki at their streams. They are a fantastic streamer. They like Splatoon and all that good stuff. That's about all I've got to say. Does anybody else have anything to say?
It was a
I'm
very fun
out.
first game.
Thank you. What were you saying, James?
Oh, I was just saying, I'm Owl.
You're
You
an
are owl. You're bird. You're bird grandpa.
All right.
Drink your water, noobs.
Drink your water, noobs. All right. You know, we're gonna say hi to Prince Enki. We're gonna raid Prince Enki. Prince Enki's a very good bean. Let's get this going on. Come on, let's go. Twitch, don't mess with me right now. Thank you. Prince Enki is playing Breath of the Wild, probably that really super hard one, where it's like the super hard thingy. I forgot what it's called. Some like not master mode, but like it's some mod that just goes absolutely ham on Breath of the Wild. Like, let's make this as hard as physically possible. But once again, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining on me. Make sure to follow all those links. And let me put the links thing here. Follow all my links on YouTube and so on and so forth. Make sure to follow AJ, who did all my emote art. They are fantastic. I love them to bits. And make sure to find the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that stuff. I plan on doing more in the future. And I would love to do a lot more D&D content and maybe even focus on it more. But I don't want to sacrifice my current stream schedule. But we'll see how this goes. Anyways, guys, y'all stay safe and stay Botanist Cool. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Wow, no one else is going to say bye. Okay, I see how this is. Bye.
I didn't know if we were supposed to.
Bye.
No.
Good night, everybody. Good luck.
Bye. Have a good night.
We'll get there eventually. We'll nail it next time.
Yeah, next time, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
And we have rated. Oh, I'm stretching real quick. Thank you guys very much for joining. I hope you did have fun.